Mm.
And I have work at 9 tomorrow.
Well, in any case,
Mine is all over the place right now.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Super Fun Time, Japan Time, episode 86. This is being recorded on the fucking 23rd of November, 2019 at 10:14 p.m. Per Iggy's request, I said the name of the podcast and the date the podcast is being recorded on in the podcast, and because I like to have clarity, I also said the time the podcast is being recorded at, and per Chris's request, I also said at the beginning of the podcast to signify that that was indeed the beginning of the podcast.
Yeah, but now I'm confused. Did you just end the podcast right there?
What? No, it's like aloha. You know, aloha is like hello, goodbye.
I thought it meant
start and end.
Okay, so then did you restart the podcast at that point?
No. I was using that as an example. That was in quotation marks, all right? I sanitized. Chris, I sanitized.
The sacredness of the noise.
Chris, I sanitized
the sacredness of the
word
noise.
or that sound, okay? Yes.
Fucking
when you take input from something, you sanitize it so that way when you're using it or whatever, it doesn't infect anything. This is mainly
you made the noise. So you have
Listen,
to cut
man, I'm
out.
a germaphobe, but I wouldn't sanitize the words. It's just there's like no point.
No, as in fucking
Vibrations.
When you're doing computer programming and you take in an input like print word.
You have shove sanitizer in it? That's
No,
really
you
weird.
sanitize the input because if you don't, there's the potential that code can run, and that can potentially be malicious. So you just you sanitize it so that way any person that's trying to be malicious isn't able to be malicious through that method.
Let's walk that back for a second.
Okay.
How does that relate to this at all? Or because did you want to say that you have expert knowledge?
No, because by sanitizing the word, it means that I'm not using it for its function. I'm using it as an example.
Clearly, it's very obvious.
I mean, it is now that you know. So now I can use the sanitizing as an example. Also, I'm Nick or Super. Nobody calls me Super.
Hey, the Christmas alien.
Ian or ASP Ian.
And the fucker didn't say anything, who was also Pi and GamerPie314 is Chris.
The man who doesn't need no introduction.
I mean, we just introduced him, though. So apparently we needed one.
He also has a sleepy dog.
Oh, a good boy.
I call him the chonker due to the bass off of that snore.
Why has your dog been in your room most of the time? When previously hadn't.
I don't know.
What's your dog's name?
This one, the one you hear all the time is Goomba.
Not Snorlax?
It's more of a Bowser.
He's a big boy.
I think Snorlax would have been
I
better.
mentioned Chunker.
Yeah,
That's just because you have to hear him every time he's asleep.
We're talking about you, you big fucking loser. Fuck you, doggo.
No, don't bully the doggo.
If you're gonna ruin that dog's self-esteem, he's gonna get bullied in middle school.
I didn't know dogs went to school.
He's already bullied by existing. He's scared of like everything.
That doesn't sound good.
If you have something in your hand and you even move towards him, he runs away.
What have you done to this poor doggo?
I didn't do shit to him, right? He was like this.
I mean, we only grow from experience, so clearly he experienced something.
Yeah,
What,
that wasn't me.
Is he a rescue?
I don't know the full story, dude. I left, I came back, he's here. Cool, now the dog's here.
You didn't ask where the dog came from?
Not particularly, didn't need to.
Well, being with a mommy dog and a daddy dog love each other very much.
Yeah,
they do it how you say doggy style.
Facebook.
You ever change your profile?
What do you mean?
I'm tired of that smug-ass looking JoJo jet plane.
JoJo the jet plane.
Oh yeah, thank you, Chris, for making JoJo the jet plane.
Why did you thank him for making JoJo the jet plane?
Because he made it. I'm not going to take credit for it when I didn't
I'm pretty sure TLG, God rest his soul, made the fucking intro. I don't think you can credit him for that anymore.
I do. In the bottom right of every fucking intro, it says intro by Dead Boy. Because, you know, he's dead now.
Yeah, but Dead Boy didn't make it.
Fucking Dead Boy is referring to... It's like his pen name, basically.
Have you ever gotten a copyright strike over that, by the way?
The intro, no.
Weird.
speaking of YouTube,
No, here we go.
you guys know the absolute shitstorm YouTube's putting basically all of YouTube through right now.
Nah, man, it's great. It's fine.
I mean, according to Kappa, hentai is for children, so
Nice.
making some
yeah.
full support.
Yep. So fuck.
Gather
They say that any animation is intended for children, and hentai
Yeah.
is animation, so hentai's for children,
Fucking,
according to them.
I don't care. It's fucking too stupid to care about. It also doesn't affect me in any way.
Yeah.
All
no.
this is telling me is fucking YouTube's a piece of shit, which we already knew from years back.
Mm,
And who knows, maybe something else will pop up. Woo.
Pornhub.
That's what
Well,
everyone's hoping for.
The hub would be a pretty good place.
Twitch is a shit show. Facebook is awful. I don't really know of many others. I mean, there's like Vimeo, I guess, but they're not
Twitter
really that
kind of
popular.
works, but not really.
I mean, they don't have a dedicated video fucking...
Didn't
Do they? I think you can upload like minute-long things. I'm not sure. But they don't have like a dedicated video searching, thing.
They don't have a dedicated searching thing, period. It is so difficult to find a post out of everything. You have to just
On what?
continuously scroll down.
I mean, you can... I know that you can search a specific person's like tweets, like just their tweets, not their likes and retweets and whatnot. But I don't know if you... I mean, the best way to find it would probably be Google. Like, site...
I mean,
fucking
evidently
Twitter.com.
people bring up, like, comb through old Twitters and, like, find specific tweets and old shit, so clearly there's a way.
I mean, that could just be by brute force, which isn't the most efficient.
Yeah. Like, I have to brute force find certain tweets half the time.
Have to. It's Twitter, it's social media. Gosh damn it.
Soul Calibur.
What are you doing?
Nice.
Well, I'll give you one guess.
You get that through Humble?
No, that's Soul Calibur 3.
Oh, okay.
There, gosh fucking
Soul
shot.
Calibur.
Dude, why does
I
everything
thought I
leak
fixed
through
that.
your thing nowadays?
What's that?
Great. Why does every single thing
Yeah.
you play leak through your
I
mic
don't know, and I
nowadays?
thought I fixed it before. It seems to be fine right now, but evidently doesn't like Soul Calibur 3. Not sponsored by Soul
Specifically
Calibur.
3.
I considered getting the Humble for Soul Calibur 6, so I thought I'd try out 3. I don't fucking understand Soul Calibur at all.
Mhm.
Such a weird game.
I don't know, man. It's another big fighting franchise that has its fans. That's why they keep shitting out more.
Yeah, but I just don't get how the fucking game works. Trying to fucking dodge on 2 different fucking vertices on a 3D plane with all the bunch of weird shit that doesn't really combos. You played through 6. How'd you do it?
Listen, I don't ever try to learn or do, like the other time I try to learn or do anything is when I can take my time, and when I can't when I can't really take my time in like a fighting game or something, I just kind of mash.
So you just mashed
There is no fucking nice technique. Oh yeah, if you fucking do this, do that, you hit them in the air, you fucking hit them down, do this move, and you can combo them. Nah, motherfucker. If I can't fucking press a couple of buttons and beat their shit in, guess what? That sucks.
I fucking went through the tutorial for like an hour yesterday while you guys were doing the whole D&D shit. And then I'm like, cool, I've learned so much. Got into the first fight and instantly froze because I'm like, I don't remember anything I've just learned.
I don't know, man. Just fucking pick a character and look up a fucking video. You'll figure it out. You played fucking fighters before.
Yeah, but I didn't do that with fighters.
Yeah, chance for everything. Here's how you play this character. You do this,
Like,
you execute this and execute them.
I picked fucking Yamcha, Frieza, and Ginyu. 2 joke characters, and Yamcha was somehow okay.
How is Yamcha not the joke character?
Well, he's with Frieza and Ginyu. I could see Frieza in your mind being okay, but he didn't shape up that way because he's a projectile character. And Yamcha's, I don't know, fucking Wolfang Fist.
Shoot all the thing.
He's a joke character in like every other Dragon Ball game, like fucking Budokai. Where there are literally characters that just do less damage and less shit. Like Mr. Hercule.
Mr.
Yeah, he
Satan.
somehow wins.
Anyway,
Mhm.
I'm gonna refrain from playing Soul Calibur.
Or
should
you know,
be
just
hearing-
like just lower the volume.
I don't know how that works. I turn off the volume. You can still hear it. I'm not sure what's happening. I actually never tried that. Come to think of it, hold up.
There's a direct line to your mic.
Somehow,
Yep.
I mean, we all knew you were gaming anyway. Just didn't know how. Or with what. But now, thank
Yeah,
you.
man. Because apparently the only person here that doesn't do anything is Nick, because integrity or some bullshit.
Fucking, I jot down notes and different things.
Yeah, but that's just mostly to help you later when you edit it. You're not like you're not like going out of your way to play Final Fantasy right now.
Yeah, no. Or League, for instance.
okay, that
League.
kind of helped. You didn't hear Soul Calibur through that time.
Soul
Okay.
Calibur.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you couldn't play Final Fantasy if you wanted. That's story-oriented shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and he's not allowed to do that.
Not allowed. I don't know about that.
I mean, I was forced into it earlier this year.
I'm not sure what that means.
Fucking,
Forced into Soul Calibur. Or
not
okay.
Soul Calibur, but
Okay.
playing a game on the podcast.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What did
What
we
happened?
play?
What?
I
How are
remember.
you forced?
I just don't remember what game it was.
It was PoE to give you a tabula,
Oh, that's right.
which you couldn't even use because you weren't even level 15 yet.
Yeah, I got there.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of PoE,
Path of Exile 2, Electric Boogaloo.
mm-hmm.
Oh,
We got
shit.
arrows sticking to the walls. The most important thing to ever be added to the game. Holy shit. Not actually, by the way. It's just a little bit of fluff. It's nice, but it's
It's
not
a
game
second
breaking.
campaign and some new shit and new systems.
Mm-hmm.
The most divisive of which is no longer having to socket gems. Or something like that, I
Or-
forget.
So you socket the gems into each weapon, but the gem itself has its own sockets.
It's on links, I think.
Yeah, its own links. Which you have to fucking 6-link through jewelers.
Which is weird, but whatever.
I mean,
We'll
it
see.
means that every skill can be a 6-link, which I am all in favor for.
Every active skill, anyway.
No. Passives, yeah. I mean, you can use a meta gem to
Well,
fucking socket them.
Active gems are things where you can push a button and things happen, I suppose.
Yeah.
You're not going to take a fucking cleave support and put a fucking second cleave support on it because there's no room, no possible way.
It also doesn't even let you anymore. Like, if your skill can't be supported by an ability, you can't even socket it in, so that's a nice bit of clarity. But yes, it's very exciting. Fucking, it was a huge success for GGG. That's where
Except for that part of where Einhar was there for like 10, 20 minutes.
I understand. Like, okay, so the prevailing fucking theory is that Einhar was told to like stall for time, or like the prevailing theory is that the first 5 minutes of it was, you know, intended, but the last fucking 10 of it was that Chris needed more time to, you know, emotionally prepare himself for going up on stage, and so Einhar was told to stall, which he did a fairly good job of. It's just that it went on for so long that it got really cringy. But aside from that, the huge success, people at the event were able to play a fucking card game, like that was specific to the event, which was cool. So that way the people there could, you know, have stuff to do. They announced Path of Exile Mobile, new Atlas, as well as a new fucking League, which, I don't know, it seems okay, at the very least, from the outset. But yeah, it's an exciting time to be a Path of Exile player. That's nice. And it'll come out in like a year and a half.
But before then, we got more shit.
Yep.
Mhm.
All the other not expansions, the other updates.
Yeah.
And then, like, fucking, for this group specifically, so much other shit. Hey, only like 8 days until fucking Master Chief Collection.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Holy
Halo.
fucking Halo Reach! Yeah.
fucking hopefully it doesn't fucking kill my graphics card.
I don't
Spoiler,
think
it
it
destroys all our graphics cards.
Bro, that
Yeah,
shit
but-
ran on the 360. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
I'm talking about what happened with the Halo Online.
No one
But-
knows what you're talking about.
Yeah, but that's because that's just that's just somebody's mangled code. You'll be fine.
Okay. We'll be good.
It was somebody's mangled fucking corpse of Halo 3 and Reach into an online version.
So the LCK off season has been spicy.
Oh boy.
We got both Clid
Nick,
and
what the
BDD joining
Nick,
Gen G.
Shut the fuck up.
Alright,
Nick!
do you want me to talk about human trafficking instead?
Sure.
Alright. So
They're connected
this,
to the League of
Cool.
Legends.
What's the latest human trafficking incident, Nick?
No, it's
All
still
right.
about League of Legends.
there's this player named Kanavi who was on loan to JDG from Griffin. However,
It's about human trafficking, though.
However, the contract was basically a slavery contract, and so it was basically human trafficking. The contract was incredibly unfair, and so League has this rule that for every contract that has to be made between a player and the fucking team that they're going to be a part of, there has to be two different law entities, so that way the player doesn't get screwed over. However, Kanavi's fucking lawyer was under the same fucking branch as Griffin's lawyer, and so there's the conflict of interest there.
No one knows
As-
who these people are.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Fucking Kanavi is a jungler for fucking.
Okay, you know what? Yeah, all right. So we're good. We're good now.
All
so
right.
he made it unfair. Some dumbass didn't fully read his contract and just signed it, and now he's like fucking bitching because he's now a slave. That's cool. Whatever.
Fucking.
You know the entire point of those is so you read them, right?
But Chris, the contract was also really fucking not stipulated, but fucking it was unfair to him because the parts
Just
where
read them, right?
no, Chris, the parts where like the bad stuff it was covered over by the seal of approval of Griffin, and so while it was technically in the contract, he couldn't read that part because it was covered.
Cool. So it's still his fault.
Yeah, he didn't do his due
It's still his
diligence.
fault.
Unless
Yeah,
that falls
they
under
want it-
some-
they didn't
However,
They didn't leave a small section there about, I don't know, some bullshit.
However, the impetus was fucking on his lawyer, who was under Griffin, or not Griffin specifically, but under the same branch as Griffin's lawyer. So there was that collusion there, which makes it unfair for him because he's like you're supposed to rely
Man.
on your lawyer most of the time, rather than
Almost like you shouldn't trust people.
oh man,
Yeah.
that's fucking an awful mindset, Chris.
Nick, do you think I trust anyone here?
No.
Exactly.
Like, and I trust you guys enough to give you my address at the very least.
No,
No,
no.
it's
Yeah,
It's
because the
mainly-
chances of anyone doing anything is severely low.
yeah. Like, we don't ever meet up in real life. We're all shut-ins and eats and whatnot. But anyway, the fucking unfair contract was exposed by CV Max, one of the coaches of the
Oh,
LCK.
man.
And then he
Yeah.
got banned because
Correct. Get fucking wrecked, nerd.
Yep, fucking blew the whistle, got banned. It's a whole fucking shit show over there. Everyone in Riot Korea who fucking banned him, or everyone below like the top level, thinks that he shouldn't have been banned. Like at the very most, like 3 months, because fucking there are certain things that fucking he did, but they weren't severe enough to warrant a ban, basically, if they did happen. So that's been fun, I guess. Not actually. Fucking Griffin might blow up from the inside because of all this shit show, and then all the players of Griffin who made it to Worlds this year are just gonna be free agents. They can go wherever they want, different teams and
Nice.
whatnot. That'll be cool.
Fucking nice.
Like an SKT could get a good top laner or get Khan back. I don't know. But yeah, been following that as well as the fucking different.
Oh, cool, Nick. Shut the fuck up. Alright,
Okay,
unfuck before we fucking stop you from doing anything.
that's fine.
Anyone else have like any fucking relevant bullshit?
Nick,
Yeah.
There's another Half-Life game being made.
I heard about that.
Oh,
Half-Life
shit, that
Alyx.
exists.
Yeah, VR.
Fucking, it's actually
Yeah.
happening.
I
It's a
fucking
VR
said,
game.
everyone said it. The only way they were gonna make another Half-Life game is it was gonna be VR. Because they only make Half-Life games to be like, ooh, look at technology.
Nice.
So yeah, that.
The Vive was dying, but there was one light.
The Vive.
I don't know, that's their VR thing, isn't it?
That and the Index.
They
HTC
thought-
Vive, there's Steam as the Index, Oculus Rift, etc.
They thought, how the hell are we gonna
There
save?
are more Half-Life games being made now, so
There's one Half-Life game.
2, seemingly.
2. Ooh.
Exciting.
Yeah, for people who care about Half-Life.
I own
Yeah.
them, haven't played them.
I've played them, I don't like them.
Ooh.
Fucking, it's almost Thanksgiving. Mm.
Oh yeah.
What are all your Thanksgiving plans?
My Thanksgiving plans are basically just working because that's all I'm good for at the moment because work sucks and we're understaffed. Trust me, today sucked.
You'll fit in well when the corporations take over.
Oh man, hold up.
When the world becomes
Hold up, I gotta fucking. Oh, I'm gonna find something. I got this. Where the hell is it? I keep talking. Hold on.
okay then.
Ian, I'm sure you're good for something other than working. Didn't you have that art thing going on?
I haven't been able to do the art thing because of work.
Oh no.
Weren't you doing something like space engineers at one point?
I haven't been able to do that recently at all either.
You like breathing is
What about breathing?
fun.
Yeah.
Yes, breathing is indeed fun.
So there you go. That
I think breathing is more of a neutral thing. Like, it keeps me alive, but I don't actively participate in it.
it's a reference.
To what?
Kaguya.
You gonna try and put Kaguya again?
No,
Why not?
because it's someone else's victory card.
It's someone else's victory card.
Yeah,
I mean, all the times he's recommended it, it hasn't been able to get through. So
I
at this
can-
Yeah.
point,
Yeah.
he's convinced. that-
ergo, if someone actually wisens up and plays to the people, they know there's a guaranteed vote for me if they put it in. So I left that on the table.
You've
I can't
recommended
find
it
it
3
anymore.
times.
Why is it gone?
I recommended it 3 times.
Yep. Kaguya-sama.
So I can see a pattern.
I got 1 vote, and then 0 votes.
If fucking it never gets picked up, oh well, you're lost. I know what's good.
There we go.
Okay.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. What the I can still hear it.
Was that me?
Just never talk and we never hear anything. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there's like nothing else really happening. Kind of in this weird dead zone right before shit starts to do. So.
You'd think.
What else? Nothing really.
Yeah, no, nothing all that interesting. Halo's coming out, and that's about the biggest thing in terms of gaming.
Yeah. Still
Yeah.
waiting for that game I want to play with Iggy to come out, but it's not coming out until next year.
Oh,
What game is that?
Starbase.
Whoa, Starbase.
Wow.
Made by
That's-
the people who made Trine.
That
Ooh,
sounds like a
actually.
game that sounds like a game that Dominic will buy immediately.
Well,
What'd
he'll
you
be forced to play it if I buy it for him.
yeah, I straight up told him I'm not buying it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
basically, I forced him into playing it with me.
Through some means, I forget.
You forced him
If
into
I,
playing
if I
it
buy
once.
it for you, you're forced to play it.
Starbase.
That's not how that works.
Also, you would also part of one of my
What's
birthday
that?
gifts. What? Also, your birthday gift to me is that you're forced to play a video game of my choosing with me.
Sure, I just told you I wasn't gonna fucking buy a game. Let alone something with fucking star in the name. That's based in space. It's a fucking voxel that what the fucking voxel verdicts based space MMO.
Okay, this is gonna go so well.
Is that their own description of it?
Yeah.
Nice.
With a fully destructible and infinitely expanding universe with a focus on building and design spaceships and stations, exploration, resource gathering, crafting, trading, and combat. Like every other fucking space game in the fucking world. It's like fucking, what's that fucking, it's like Ace of Spades, but with space and like MMO. The only passable space game is fucking, what's its name? You know the one. Except you don't.
You're
Yeah, there was the
talking
one
about
game. There was the one game you said you liked. Yeah.
I played Star Citizen for a few hours, and I wasn't completely disgusted.
Hmm.
So that. I can't be racist if there's one I like.
It's not necessarily right. It's not even racist. It's just a preference thing.
Shh. I liked Astroneer. How about that? Two. Fucking two's a
Bro,
pattern.
that's not something we could play as a group.
I played Astroneer for the last few weeks through the Xbox Game Pass shit, and it's actually surprisingly decent.
What is Astroneer?
Astroneer is a fucking like an industry and like exploration game in which you're thrown onto a fucking planet, and you just kind of make like can explore the planet.
Oh, this game.
I kind of just went into it not knowing what the fuck it was, and I was pleasantly surprised by how long it kept my attention.
You go for vacuum and vacuum things and make more things to then help you vacuum things.
I don't know what the fuck the purpose is. Upon reflection, I don't know. There's like giant alien ruins I had no idea what to do with, so presumably there's something in that. It's kind of almost the same concept of like 7 days in which you go out, you explore, you find better shit, you come back and you make your base better, etc. But with a space theme, but it's surprisingly not horrible. It was good for free, I'll say that. Not great for $30.
Yeah, but we are about to hit that sweet fucking sale time.
We're also about to hit that sweet fucking, there's so many games coming out first quarter of next year and like winter, so fuck.
Let's see, there's Master Chief Collection, there's Cyberpunk.
I got one ticket to Master Chief.
Okay, let me put it this way. There's a lot of games coming out that I want. Cyberpunk, Iceborne, fucking other thing.
Oh yeah, World.
Halo.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm booked.
Yeah.
Well, you still
Borderlands
have
and
a
Halo.
Final Fantasy MMO to go through.
I mean, we're about to finish that.
Yeah, I'm also paying for that monthly.
Like,
But once you finish, there's like, what's the point in keeping up the monthly thing?
we have like
Still like the game.
We have like 6 quests of the Shadowbringers, and then there's 5 left.
See, Nick
That's what you think.
Nick doesn't
that's
have any
literally-
purpose to continue paying for the game once he finishes the story. I, on the other hand, actually do other things than the story content.
Fucking story's really good.
The story is really good. The rest of the game is also pretty good.
I'm interested in the high-end rating a little bit, but I don't know to what degree. Like, I would want to invest my time into that.
That. So yeah, as far as sales go, it's either the only way or like no way at all.
Buying things at full price, lol.
Yeah.
Yeah, indeed.
So what's everyone playing? Ian's playing Slay the Spire.
Yeah, I haven't played it in a while, so I might as well.
Didn't they add a new character to that?
Yeah, but you have to basically win with all the other ones first.
What the-
I think I've done that.
let's-
Chris, what do
I'm
you...
still I'm still trying to beat the tower using the other two characters. I beat it as the Ironclad, but not the other two yet.
Okay. That's fucking orange juice.
Chris is talking to himself and doing the clickety clack. Who knows?
Orange juice.
Orange juice.
Oh
Just
yeah, I
some-
forgot that had a campaign.
It does.
Not a campaign you particularly need to really pay attention to. You can just click. You'll win eventually.
Go the way of Mega and just play clicker games. Nick, what are you playing?
Nothing.
Fucking Mega doesn't even play games anymore.
Yeah. He doesn't play with us either.
Mega just doesn't exist anymore.
I'm never gonna get to review Kurako no Batsuke.
It's gonna forever stay in limbo. I really
Ah,
hope.
shit. I have all my notes
Bro,
for
I
it too.
saw him on Discord earlier.
I know,
You
but
know,
then he
fucking
left.
mess-
My guess is that he was entertaining a guest, and that's why he was online. I don't know.
Didn't even
Maybe-
try to message him or anything.
Fucking, I felt like it would be fucking
Rude.
annoying, considering he already said that he wasn't good for today.
And that's the correct answer.
Yeah.
It's a really bad thing to say, but I really hope he dies so that forever stays in limbo and you can never review.
Shit.
That's a bit grim.
I'll probably just release my notes for it at some point.
A bit morose or macabre, whatever the
But
fuck.
Nick, if you release your notes, Mega might see it, and that might taint his opinion.
Got a point there. Can't even release my notes. Shit. I mean, I could watch the movies as well, I guess. I got plenty of time for that. Speaking of the anime homework, how's Mob, Chris?
I watched the first episode, so you
I'm
can fuck
honestly
off.
What'd you say, Iggy?
I'm honestly surprised. What's the main character's name, Chris?
Bob.
Hey!
I know he has another thing, but his name is Mob, but I don't give a shit.
It's Shigeo.
Cool. Yeah, he has a real name, but they just call him Mob, and that's fine. Good enough for me.
I believe it's a pun on the actual like characters of his name in Japanese.
Who
Nice.
fucking knows? I don't speak or read Japanese.
Aren't they moon runes, or is that Chinese?
Fucking moon roots. They're all
At
moon
least it's not
roots.
Moon.
Everything is moon
Moon
roots.
Moon. I was trying to figure out how to bring it up.
Alright, so how the fuck... Oh, you got a new item? Work
When are we
together
gonna
with the children to build a snow castle.
Ian,
What?
how much of it did you
Clear the
watch?
daily progress
What was
goal.
that, Iggy?
Christmas.
When are we gonna bring back Moon Moon?
I don't know.
I mean,
Moon-
he's streaming on Twitch, if that helps.
Not
at
that
all.
one.
Yeah,
What
I
the
know.
fuck am I looking at?
I don't know.
Oh, man. Where do you want...
Moon Moon was great.
Why is it so aggressive?
I have no clue what you're talking about.
The doggo in the GIF.
Because it's constantly zooming in and then resetting.
Oh, okay.
What do you mean, oh, okay? What about
It-
that did you not initially understand?
It looked like he was like shaking in terror or something like that.
What?
I don't know. It looked weird.
Yeah, and the chair was just distorting in the background because fucking aliens.
Yep.
I wasn't
Well,
paying
we do have an
attention to
alien
the chair.
present.
Christmas
We have a
stimulus
what,
for
Ian?
everybody.
We do have an alien present.
I told you in confidence they don't have my green card yet.
So,
Yeah, how's
you're an
how's
illegal
Quackzar
alien?
doing
I
these
think you're
days?
gonna fucking ring. He's fucking. Don't know. He fucking
Okay.
skipped it on parole and really moves to.
Like Mega?
I don't know if Mega went to Cuba or skipped parole.
Why
Fucking
not?
might as well have.
Are you saying a Canadian can't skip out on parole and go to Cuba?
Is that how you took that legitimately?
Fucking there it is, highway.
Maybe.
Charity,
It wouldn't fucking be unnatural for you.
region.
What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, the Christmas event on orange juice. Fucking hell, there.
Already?
Yeah.
I mean, It's closer to the end of November, I guess. It's fine.
Is it?
I mean, it is.
Christmas is basically already almost over.
Hasn't even begun.
Basically.
100% bullshit juice.
How are you doing this November, everybody?
Well, fine.
We should play as fucking who the fuck?
Are we gonna have any sort of game to play this Christmas like we did last year?
Did we last year?
Are
I
you talking
think.
about the trivia section, Ian?
No. We played a game. I can't remember what. That one I'm thinking of 2 years ago when we did Divinity.
What the fuck is this?
Which, by the way, there's gonna be a trivia section. I already told you all about it, but telling you again, there's gonna be a trivia
Oh
section.
man.
Why?
What?
Those are torpedoes.
I get that. Why?
I just fucking looked in the gift thing. I put in N, and that was one of the first things that came up.
Oh, okay.
Nothing else was related to the query, so whatever.
I guess. That doesn't seem like an NNN sort of thing, though.
Hmm.
Do you not see her?
I mean, they are actually Nning, so the NN part is not actually being adhered to.
Whatever, you fucking weirdo.
I mean, potentially it could be a GIF like, when NNN is over. Whoa. But at the moment, it's just the Nning, not the
Well,
NN.
fucking come back in a few days, look at it again.
Yeah, it'll make sense then.
Specifically, like a week and a day. 8 days.
Is it really that close? It's that close.
You said the date of the podcast.
Yeah, I did. I never
He said he did
realized
the
how close
thing.
it was, though.
Jesus Christ. There's no.
So...
So you can shut the fuck up. Anyway. Look at understanding.
Well, it's
There's literally nothing going on, is there?
How was your fucking 5-hour one fight yesterday?
D&D.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah, man,
It went well, surprisingly.
I only caught literally minutes of the whole thing.
BRG has to re-roll experience because he didn't expect us to actually fight him.
Yep. He
Well,
fully...
it's his
Why
fault for
did you
giving us
fight him?
pirate minions.
I mean, it's not the pirate minions, it's the fact that the enemies had dash on a bonus action, so we couldn't run away.
I mean, you
That's
could.
technically true.
You just had
I
to
mean-
erect a barrier.
What fucking barrier are we able to erect? Excuse
Ow. No.
Well,
Use
I have a
fucking
turret. That counts as a barrier.
mirror image?
Build a castle.
Illusory image? There was some spell that lets you create illusory barriers.
me. Well, whatever it is, we don't have access to it, so...
Well, you're doing it wrong then.
Guess so. But anyway, he spawned a bunch of minion enemies as well as 2 beefy enemies and a boss enemy because he wanted us to, actually run away from a fight for once. But then he realized, hey, wait a minute. They can't run away because I gave these 2 enemies dash on a bonus action so they can outpace them. At which point he was like, fuck, now I need to fucking introduce some other enemies so that way they don't die here. And so he introduced some more enemies to the enemies. The enemy of our enemy is our friend.
Also, there's
They
ally.
helped, they helped us take him out, and we saved the day, woohoo. The only time I was hit throughout that entire encounter was when I was crit, by the way.
Twice.
Yeah.
But you
I'm
have
at-
19 AC. You
I'm
have
at 19 AC.
AC.
The 2 crits took me from 40 HP to 10, so 30 damage. 19 AC is pretty hard to get through, basically. So I just tanked stuff and healed up with my health potions, and that was nice.
Yeah, fucking... You gotta balance that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is his first time DMing, I think.
Yep, it is.
That's why Iggy needs to be his coach.
Fuck off. Don't fucking involve me in that shit.
Mm-hmm. Unless he's playing. In which case,
Unless I'm playing?
yeah, D&D.
Yeah. No. I'm good.
Yep.
Why?
Fucking what else we guys do?
There's not anything else.
You mean in the D&D
Oh,
session?
fuck.
In general.
Fucker.
No, no. Fucking.
Exciting lives.
I mean,
I don't know a whole lot.
I'm involved in.
Numerous
Three-
secret raids on Al-Qaeda? Oh.
No, I'm involved in 3 different group projects right now, which is more than any other year of my college life. So that's cool. Granted, there's only been one other year of my college life, so it's not that impressive, but whatever. One is a program. Oh no. One is a program. One is an operating system. And then one is a poster on a computer security thing.
But the program on the OS. Or the. Yeah.
I mean, yes, the operating system is technically a program, but it's beside the point. It's mainly an OS. Like, if I were to describe it to someone, I would describe it as an operating system, not a program.
Whatever.
So that's been going on.
Mm.
My partners are fairly competent, so that's nice.
At least you have competent people working with you.
Mm-hmm. Man,
I don't
Ian.
have competent people working with me.
Yeah, I was about to
You
ask.
say that, but then they turned out to be fairly competent.
Oh no, if you ask the managers, they are not competent at all.
Man, it's unfortunate that we can't ask the managers to verify this.
Mm.
You could come to my store, come visit me.
Where
What
is it?
store do you work at?
It's at blank, 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 because we're on the podcast. I will tell you later
I
on
can
the
cut it
podcast.
out.
Kunai with chain. What is this?
Store.
Fucking, he literally he literally gave 2 crossroads. There's not gonna be another freaking
I
prize
don't know
there.
what store that is. It's a prize?
It's a fries.
Okay, there we
Yes.
go. That's what I was looking for. So I don't fucking know. I don't know what fucking 8th and Buttfuck Avenue is.
Oh, you're close
When
to
I
me,
would-
actually.
Neither the fucking I. 40th.
What,
and
Nick?
You're close to me, actually. When are you working?
I'm working
go
tomorrow
visit
9
him.
to...
I
I'm
mean,
working tomorrow...
Not this week. I mean next week when I'm back home.
Yeah,
9
check the
9 to
schedule.
9. I'm working 9 to 3 tomorrow. Don't know when I'm working next week.
Okay. I can come visit you in your store. How exciting.
What would you
Why
buy?
would Why would you do that?
I could buy a donut for like
Gasoline
50
and bananas?
cents.
He can do that.
Ooh, I can buy you a donut for 50 cents, Ian.
You can't. You can't do that when I'm on shift though.
I mean, I buy it and then just give it to you.
No, that counts as bribery, so I can't take it legally.
How the fuck is that bribery?
Because it
Yeah,
looks
I-
like it.
Trust me, it's in the contract.
If I'm specifically buying that one piece of food and that's it.
Yeah, but Nick, if in like 20 years you decide to rob, you're gonna get him.
Oh, okay. That's okay.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
understand
For 20
now.
minutes.
I understand.
Fucking hold on. What footage do we have on this guy? Oh, we gave this guy a donut 20 years ago, motherfucker.
And then he opened the door, distracted the police.
My God.
There's a connection here.
Obviously.
Yep.
I can understand if it was at like a bank or something, but if it's just food, I don't really understand it.
Yeah, but they have money.
I know it's
They
weird.
still have money there.
Yeah, if it's in your contract, I understand, but it's just
Yeah.
So you have to do is go and buy a donut and then throw it at his face while you leave.
weird. No, that can still be considered bribery because I'm giving it to him aggressively.
Aggressive.
I mean, I'm still giving it to him, just more aggressively.
Aggressively.
Aggressively, take my donut. I don't want to take my donut.
Take the donut or I end your existence.
All right, fine, I'll take the donut. That's bribery. You just admitted to bribery. Get fired, nerd.
Yep.
That's how it works in certain
It's like
places,
Yep.
especially with tacos.
Tacos.
That there's a reference. Because what fucking out of my mouth isn't most of the time.
I mean, is you saying that's a reference to something?
No,
Well, there you go.
I said most of the time though, so I've got my bases covered.
Ah, alright. Most of the time is just 51%, so.
Mm.
As long as 51%, you're in the clear. Well, I mean, 50.00000 million fucking
We say
zeros
repeating
one.
wicked business.
That would also work.
Nick, when is the podcast not going to be shit anymore?
When a certain portion does something, so to speak.
When a certain portion does something.
When a certain portion does something?
I'm just like kind of fucking hoping something would happen.
Oh no, I'm not talking about this one specifically. I meant overall.
Oh,
Yeah.
overall. I mean, never.
Oh, why are we here? Just to suffer? That was a
I mean,
reference.
You ever wonder
What
why
the
we're
fuck?
here?
Welcome to the Rooster Teeth fan podcast.
I mean, what the fuck else are you gonna do on a Saturday night?
I'm not. Does Rooster
I'm
Teeth do
playing
anything
video
right now?
games.
Yeah.
I'm playing
What's
Tarkov.
going on with Rooster Teeth right now? Nothing really.
They did their extra life.
Yeah, that was like during the last podcast. Yeah, it was during the last podcast.
Mhm.
There's a lot of kissing in that for some reason.
I mean, how else are you gonna
It
get
might
people
as
to pay
well.
money? Look, a little bit of prostitution never hurt anyone.
Okay, but also to
Get
hurt
fried.
people, people want to see people be hurt a lot. You see,
True.
the sheer amount of money that got donated during the fucking every elite donation is a moonball at Gavin and Michael is pretty fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know who the fuck in their right mind actually stays up for that shit though.
I mean, not for the full 24 hours. Kidding me?
Someone
That's why
does.
they.
Or someone.
I mean,
yeah.
Some
You know
people
what I mean? Yeah, staying up for 24 hours isn't necessarily bad.
It's something we used to be able to do, like, yeah, youth, and then, we hit like 20.
Fuck you, I could still do that.
Sure. I mean, you can, if you're determined,
Like,
but then why would you? You
Yeah,
know,
when I-
therein lies the thing. There's no reason.
if I push through the 20 hour to 22 hours, I can make it another fucking to 48. It's just that 20 to 22 that really fucking kills me most of the time.
I like sleep.
We all like sleep.
I'm not convinced.
It's for the week, though.
I would get the video, but I'm in a brain. So,
Hearing the thing, what are you doing?
playing Tarkov.
Oh, now you're playing Tarkov?
Are you gonna die?
Probably.
He most likely will.
This game is a fucking... I play this game a lot, but I'd never play it online. I basically only just fight bots, because I'm not good at this game.
That's fair. Fucking PvE, you have all the time. PvE, you have all the time you need to figure out how everything works.
And the fucking NPCs still kick my ass.
Oh. Yeah, that makes sense why you wouldn't
All I
play
need is
fucking
one
PvP.
well-placed shot to kill me.
It makes sense why you wouldn't play PvP, because players are probably going to be better than the bots.
Yeah. The only problem is there's no permanence when you do PvE. That literally am progressing nothing. Just having fun. What are we talking about? Rooster Teeth Fun Fan Podcast?
I mean, we've still been doing some remote play, so that's been fun.
Yep. Expanding our shit.
They even had a sale for it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Towerfall.
Got Towerfall, and that was $3, so why not?
Fucking shooty arrow game.
Shooty arrow game is okay.
Judy Arrow game.
We mainly still just play the fucking Overcooked, which we finished. We probably should do the DLC, but that'll come with time.
Yeah.
You managed to finish that game?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
it's not
hard.
that bad.
We had trouble at the end.
Yeah, at the end where it's like, hey, fucking get one more star, loser. Alright, cool. Go calm through the levels again. may or may not have required dropping Nick as a teammate.
Yeah. I apparently can't handle the pressure most of the time.
Apparently,
just
you
sort
couldn't.
of-
You freaked out. You had a panic attack.
Yep.
Fucking
Really?
straight up literal panic over the game.
Couldn't fucking handle it, man. It was too much.
You
You cannot be a chef. You fucking die.
Yep.
But hey, we eventually finished the game. Woohoo.
Eventually.
Nope, we have the Christmas DLC actually.
Yep.
We even-
You make stew.
Yeah, that's the first level. Who knows what else we'll make?
Probably that's it. Fruitcake, maybe.
Probably.
Candy canes.
I don't see candy canes. I can see fruit cake. You get flour and you have to chop up like a fruit thing. Whatever weird bits of fruit that they said to put in those things.
Yeah.
And then
Probably
you throw it in the oven.
might pick up to sale. Who knows?
Yeah, we're almost. Yeah, again, we're getting there.
Mhm.
Build a castle.
Sounds like someone's playing a
Clicking.
clicker game.
Fucking hell.
What was that?
That was Chris clicking a bunch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of guessed that.
Click more. Alright, who won? Did I win? The game.
So where were we?
Just talking about general shit.
Mhm.
We've been playing 7 days recently.
Yeah.
Ayo.
Yeah, how has that been?
Been fun.
Mhm.
I wish I could have been playing with you guys, but I've been working all week.
Yeah.
We're like at the level 20 range right now. We just went through the first 7 day. So, still could.
Did you
Mhm.
get a car yet or motorcycle?
What did
We have
Um,
mini bikes.
We still need the steel for fucking whatever it's called.
Oh, we can. Yeah, we're at the point where we could have motorcycles. It's just we don't have any forged steel or a way to get to forged steel without excessively leveling.
Yeah.
It's
I've
fun.
just been farming Master Extreme, getting wood, stone, and shovel. making
Yeah,
a boat.
it almost led to us winning that night until I lagged out into the fucking death pit, and that sucked.
Yeah.
I went above and beyond and I'm fucking role playing. I'm Dar Branson and I punch things.
I have a
Above and beyond.
green sword, so that's
Look at
cool.
my commitment.
The Queen Flame Swordsman.
Yep.
Green Flame Swordsman.
Yep.
You didn't use your Green Flame Swordsman during our last fight.
I mean, it's only useful when there are two enemies that are right next to each other because it has a 5 feet range.
Yeah,
So-
there's not three enemies next to each other. It's kind of useless.
Yeah. But hey, next level, it gets more powerful, so that's cool.
When's your
Right.
next level is the question.
Roaring green flame.
I mean, potentially the next
I
session.
mean, a lot of things. Excellent.
Orc Pup still isn't dead, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, still alive and kicking.
I know this because I went and fucking forgot to retrieve my character, so I went and did that really quickly.
Yeah.
Why did you retrieve your character?
Mainly just for the fucking one I never played because I like the concept.
Ah,
It's a fucking half human, half elf fucking sorcerer warrior. I don't fucking remember. It's a cool. That's what it is.
it is the bee's knees.
It has a good. It's a wizard fighter.
I hate fighting gremlin knobs in this game. They can very easily just destroy you.
Oh fucking! I thought you said nog.
And
No,
this would kill me. Okay, time to save scum.
How was Borderlands 3?
Finished it. Story didn't get any better. Fucking, I was right in that Lilith did fucking sacrifice herself to win.
Nice.
The gameplay's still good though. So
Did you finish it, Chris?
No, kind of got burnt from the fucking, what is it?
Oh, alright.
What the fuck is it? It doesn't matter. I already read
Circle of
that.
Slaughter?
I already read that happen. Yeah, Circle Slaughter got burnt me.
They found a way to make them worse, evidently.
Well, I mean, it's not necessarily, it's not worse because it's actually, a challenge. It's just kind of fucking, you get to the end and lose. You can only get to the end of it and lose so many times where you're like, well, fuck.
You don't have your regular meat shields there.
Hi.
Well, meat shields, fucking, more sources of damage.
Some cases healing.
I don't.
Who's the fucking
Are you
healer?
still doing the mech build?
Yeah.
There's probably not enough uptime on it then.
No, there's never enough uptime for the mech. It's kind of sad.
Yeah.
Like when I'm in the mech and I'm not fucking just swamped in enemies, like I put out a decent bit of damage, but it's just never up enough. Even with the relevant fucking cheapening skills, just never around that much, and then you lose a lot.
I didn't get to this point. Like, I never even got to the point where you got fucking relics. What about class mods? Class mods never dropped really that much either.
I don't know. I found a fucking. I just found a. Whatever. It was whatever. Yeah, no, really. You don't really, when you unlock relics, you don't really ever see that many relics. You see a bunch of shitty class mods for not your character though, so that's pretty cool.
For some reason.
Yeah. There's a class mod for something that isn't your character.
Epic item. It's a fucking mech class mod.
Fucking,
Not that means much.
I tried out level 50 versions of Amara, Zane, and Mose, and those were fun for the slaughter circles.
Ew.
Didn't end up trying Flak, though. I might eventually. I don't know.
Beasts are cool.
Probably had my fill of Borderlands 3, for now at least.
Yep. I can at least knock that shit off of the shit to buy early next year quota.
Mm-hmm. Wait for all the DLCs, and then for it all to go on sale.
Yeah, but then you're earning loyalists,
Yeah.
so like it was a big deal. Like by the time, let's see, Master Chief Collection's like fucking $40. You probably have that. Then what's the next big release after that point for you? Fucking Iceborne, probably.
Probably.
Or is
I think Iceborne comes out first.
before Cyberpunk?
Yeah, because Cyberpunk is May, I believe.
Yeah, that's pretty far in. Iceborne's definitely coming out before then.
Yeah. No idea
And
when
honestly-
the game I want comes out.
That honestly isn't much though. Iceborne is like what?
$50.
$50. Wow, that's pretty hefty. But it's a game you like, so
Yep.
worth it.
Evidently, it's just like a second game, so seems like it's good. The only nice part of the fact that this is so fucking delayed, as opposed to the fucking console version, is people can already fucking tell you if it's good or not. Evidently, it's good.
I
Yeah,
don't
dude.
know how they could fuck up more Monster Hunter.
It's really hard.
Yeah, could you fuck up more Fallout? People like that shit.
Yeah.
Really, all they did need to add to the game was just more shit, so that works.
Let's see, we'll remove the NPCs, so there's no reason to talk to anything. All you do is shoot.
We'll
Oh,
make
shit.
it a buggy mess, and then we'll make the features that everyone has been asking for since the game's release.
Fucking
Cost
lock it behind
a
a paywall.
monthly subscription.
Fucking lock it behind
It's not
a
even
paywall.
like a one-time purchase. Oh, hey, purchase this one time, and you're good. It's monthly. It's subscription based.
We are
And you get a marker over your head that lets people know that you did that, and they kill you for it.
Mhm.
Yep.
but you can hide in your private servers that aren't private.
Yep, that people, and then you'll still run into people that will still kill you.
We don't need to, we're better than fucking reporting on, old news that everyone's already talked to death about. So
Are
how
we
about
really
that
better?
Stadia?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's
Oh, how
just
about
something
the
to know.
Sonic movie? Sonic.
I just dropped Stadia, motherfucker.
Okay, one thing at a time. Stadia first. It's gonna have its growing pains, but I think it'll eventually
Oh,
be
no,
good.
it's already dead.
Does it have a market?
No,
Yeah.
no, who?
Who's
Fucking-
in the market to fucking play those games that doesn't already have a system to play said games?
Fucking a Chromecast is like $30. Fucking the main issue with it is that the games aren't portable anywhere. Like if you buy it on Stadia,
No,
it
they
stays
are
on
You
portable.
Stadia.
know you have
but
to
you
buy
know.
the controller too, right?
It's $130 fucking buy-in fee to be able to buy games.
And that's just
like
assuming
fucking
that shit-
what?
That's assuming shit works, dude. Shit
And
doesn't.
and then you have to maintain a monthly subscription after the $130 buy-in fee.
Also, fuck your total internet usage.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like,
Look, I'm not saying that it's good. I'm saying that it has the
no,
potential.
there is no. It has
Like,
potential,
like,
but
not-
Google has ditched better shit for less issues.
Yeah.
The fact that this is Google is just like, man, they could pull the plug like fucking 2 days from now, man.
Like, the idea is great. Being able to play the fucking newest games without having to invest the fucking huge amount that is a PC. I mean, it's not even... I mean,
Oh,
PCs aren't even that
the
expensive.
idea is great. Being able to stream a game without having to own a prerequisite
Computer. And to have
hardware.
it also be...
Without prerequisite hardware requirements, you don't have to have any of that. It sounds cool.
Right, and for it to also
Yeah.
be a higher quality is pretty good, but...
They can't
execution-
deliver higher quality right now.
Yeah, the execution of that is what matters.
They can't deliver higher quality right now. It's sucking your fucking internet. So even though you're not paying for a console, you're paying for your internet.
Yep.
And the biggest thing about fucking this part losing is Google's fucking big. If Google can't do it, then fuck.
Not now, anyway. They're probably setting a precedent, though. It's like, hey, every fucking gaming console that comes out is probably gonna have streaming services of some sort.
And that's what fucking xCloud is. It? I think xCloud's what fucking Microsoft's trying to do.
I don't know. It just doesn't fucking. Xbox already does it so much better with their fucking. Not in quite the same capacity, but like this is being touted as like the Netflix for games type shit.
I
But
mean,
that
that
kind
was
of
on
already exists.
live way back when.
But that was a what?
That was on live way back when, the Netflix for games.
The fuck are you talking about?
On live? Do you not
Yeah.
remember that?
No,
Fucking, it was the predecessor to Stadia, basically.
never heard of it.
I mean, every time there's like a Stadia video, they mention online.
Yeah.
No clue. I'm
Oh.
saying it's fucking shit like Sony has a fucking subscription service and fucking like Xbox Live Game Pass for PC exists.
Everything's a subscription-based service.
I mean, it gets the
Yeah.
consistent money rolling.
But in terms of being a Netflix parody for video games, and which
It's not even that. You have to buy the games too.
that's what I'm saying, not Stadia, but rather the other things that already exist on the market.
Yeah,
E.g.,
but oh no, I have to own a console,
Yes.
or I have to own a prerequisite hardware to do shit.
it's not like everyone practically already does anyway.
I really,
Seriously, anyone that's really interested in fucking playing games has something, alright? Your niche is so small.
I really
We
want.
want the people that have like a buttload of money to spend on their internet connection, but don't want to buy a console to play games, but are thinking about it.
I mean, I want it to work because it's also like a gateway into PC gaming, so to speak. Like eventually you may want.
Price.
I know.
Not with that performance.
I know.
Like the performance.
That's why I'm
great.
saying I want it to work, not that it currently does.
I wanted it to crash and burn because it's funnier.
I mean, that's what I wanted with the Sonic movie, but no, they just had to fucking change it, didn't they?
Yeah, but when it's inevitably a bad movie because it's mixing cartoons and live action, fucking...
I know, we could have had such great memes from it.
We
Oh
already
man,
did.
look at this. I know, but we could have had even more. Like, look at this shit Sonic interacting with everybody. Man, they
It's
didn't
gonna
change it. What nerds. But no, they just had to give in to everyone's cries. Which, mind you, good job. You listened to the community. I applaud you for that. But think
I've
of the
seen
meme
people
potential.
Fucking... what's the word? I forgot. I just lost the link. Fuck
Yeah,
you,
you
Nick.
just lost it. You're fucking. Oh fuck.
Fucking... People being dismissive about the idea that this was a marketing ploy, which I entirely endorse. This was 100% a
Well,
marketing
remember
ploy.
they approved the horrible designs for that one Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie.
I have no fucking clue what you're talking about.
There's
There's a
a
couple of weird live action Ninja Turtle movies that are like real fucking weird.
Okay, but like
the
no one
most
gives
recent one.
about the turtles. Fucking... This was 100% planned.
I mean,
Fucking
yeah,
the
they
town
only
that doesn't
fucking...
even vaguely remotely look like Sonic, except that it's blue.
I mean,
and
supposedly
Harry.
they also only rendered the fucking trailer footage. They didn't render anything else from the movie.
100% planned. And what I was gonna say is people have been dismissive of that fact because they worked hard. I
No.
don't think so.
Just because you work hard on something doesn't mean that it's not shit.
Or, entirely planned outrage, which
Yeah.
works. Point being, that's why I'm not gonna go see it totally.
Yeah, not because you don't like movies. Have no way to.
What if TLG, rest his soul, invites you? You gonna
Well,
watch it then?
fucking no, probably not.
I mean, you went to watch Dark Fate, didn't you?
Yeah,
Well, that's a movie about fucking robots shooting each other.
which was okay.
There's supposed to be a plot in there, but the robots shooting each other bits are neat.
The robots shooting each other bits are the good bits. Everything else, I don't fucking... No. People had more umbrage than I did with it, though, somehow.
I mean, you're not that invested in Terminator, I don't think.
Nope.
Have you seen the earlier Terminators, or was
Nope.
Dark Fate your first?
I read a synopsis.
Okay.
Terminator.
But man, who here is excited for fucking The Rise of Skywalker?
What?
Star
Neither
Wars.
the new Star Wars. I'm sort of on it.
The Rise of Skywalker?
I'm pretty sure that's what it's called, right?
Yeah,
Sounds like a video game title.
it does. But it's not.
I'm excited for fucking the Mahler video to eventually come out like 5 years later.
Fucking... The world is crazy right now. EA, Bethesda, or fucking... EA, Blizzard, fucking... Bethesda. They're all shit. Somehow EA's not doing the worst right now because fucking Star Wars Fallen Order is okay somehow.
Yeah, people like that.
Like it's actually a positive game somehow.
Yeah.
Fucking everyone is floored.
I mean, there's Apex too, isn't there?
People like Apex, yeah.
I haven't even heard of anything about Apex for like forever.
I mean, it's just been trucking along. And none of us here fucking play it religiously.
I don't like battle royales. It's the best battle royale in my opinion, but I don't play them.
What was that?
They're moving-
Sazra?
What?
Sensu?
Gosh damn it, Icky Claw's coming through.
Iggy, what are you doing?
I'm playing Total War now.
Fucking Total War. Ooh.
War
War.
of Total.
Total War Warhammer. You just heard a Skaven man talk.
Mm-hmm.
He tells you need more resources or some bullshit.
Nah, he's just talking about murdering the man things.
Nice.
Filthy
Yeah,
man
you
things.
do need to murder the man things.
I'm gonna murder the man things.
Murder things of man.
Make it claw smart. Man filth gonna die.
Heyo.
That's a little aggressive, don't you think?
Hold on. I have a thing.
He has a thing.
He has a thing! Oh my god! Put the thing out!
Yes, the thing.
A thing. It's a thing.
I wanna
It's
see
like
the
a
thing.
thing.
Show me your thing.
Nick, say that again and louder.
Show me your thing!
There you go.
Is that just a Skaven drinking a potion?
Yeah.
He's a thirsty boy.
That's kind of disappointing. If I'm ever
It's his man thing, Tears.
Hmm.
Oh, nice. Fucking
It's
nice.
a Skaven meme, because Skaven are the best. Look at that little fucker. Isn't he great? He's a rat. Rats are the best. Not actual
No.
rats.
Okay.
Actual rats are giant rats that can wield spears and fucking create rockets and shit are pretty good. And that's why 40K is always inferior. Not because it's in space, because they don't have rats.
Oh, they don't have a space rat guy? They don't have
They don't have space rats. No.
Maybe just waiting for a future expansion.
I feel like if they were going to do it, they've already done it. 40K is old. Warhammer's old.
And they're still releasing games.
Yep.
Takes a butt ton of figurines.
People like painting their minifigures
Weirdos.
Yep.
with different sorts of substances and whatnot. It's great.
Mm. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Have you ever heard of sounding?
Good lord, Nick.
What?
Yes.
I thought it was a decent joke.
Cool. So we're gonna fucking roll ahead into the weeks. We're gonna go ahead and do Dominic's week.
Oh
Yes.
man,
It's
what's happening?
What's going on?
a really good question. I've kind of already brought up everything I've done. I don't know. I played Warhammer. That's fun. Rat things, right?
Oh
Skaven.
man, what's Warhammer about?
Cool. Fuck you. We've done the 7 days thing. Been playing Soul Calibur 3 since like yesterday because I wanted to try out a Soul Calibur game, see if I was interested in 6. I don't think I am because fucking I can't tell how to fucking fight. I watched a bit of Mob.
Mob Psycho.
What
Yeah.
about lunch?
Ian,
5.5 episodes.
Nice.
Yeah, I watched the whole thing.
Yeah.
Does that include season 2?
Yep.
Well, there you go, Nick. Now you can talk to Ian about it.
Yay.
Well,
If he's
probably
still
not
here.
because I'm going to be going to sleep after basically the weeks because I have work in the morning still.
Fuck. I want to
Good
know
job.
why you only watched half an episode, though. That's strange.
I just lost interest in that half episode and said, fuck it.
All right.
That was today.
Why
Fucking-
do that when you can do other things?
Basically. Why do that when I could play Magic?
Magic the Gathering. Historic is getting more shit.
Well, wait a minute, Ian. How are you going? You can't recommend something. That's right.
Fucking, what is it?
Yeah,
He
because I
can't
won.
recommend shit, but he can vote.
You can vote, yeah.
Fuck.
Beyond that, I don't fucking know.
Man, that was a nice week, Iggy.
Yeah,
Yep.
fuck us.
Totally relevant.
That's it. Sure. See about that. That's it.
Alright, cool. We're gonna move into Ian. Since apparently he's a sleepy boy.
Okay, so my week. It's, been unable to draw, dying to work. Been basically working full-time hours. Done.
Nice week, Ian.
So nice. You should do it twice.
Like Dominic's about to do.
Well, you haven't said the word, so fuck it.
It's your week. Do ahead.
Oh, well. Gonna go look at my Steam library real quick.
Figure out what you've played.
I've been
Hey.
playing Catacomb Kids.
The fuck is Catacomb Kids?
Procedurally generated hard as balls. Fucking.
Oh, nice. So very much right up your alley.
It exists. I've owned it for years. I've never really played it all that much. It's fun. It's, if nothing else, stupid difficult. It's got remote play together.
Oh yeah. Let's
Good.
go.
Ah,
Remote play together. Aha! It's a thing.
Why not?
Why not? Because there's other things to do. Like I don't know. Fuck. Wait till the 3rd for Halo Reach to appear, and then I'll just play Halo Reach the rest of my fucking
just
life.
waiting for Halo so we can do the campaign shit.
Not even the campaign. I do fucking like the multiplayer. I'm shit at it, but I like it.
Played a bit of Warhammer Vermintide. Nick,
Yeah.
that was
Oh.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. Whoa.
All right, cool. We're gonna fucking take a break because I'll be back.
All right, and I
Okay.
acting as fucking what's it? That thing.
Interim week handler.
I guess. I don't accept that title, but you effectively have it. There's no one
I-
else.
All right, what did I do this week? Well, I've been playing regular Summoner's Rift League again because preseason is going on, and I was like, "Fuck it, may as well try it out." I won all of the games that I played on Summoner's Rift somehow. Strange. It's like I haven't played that in long while. Like just regular Summoner's Rift. But I guess fucking preseason is giving me a buff of some sort. Or some shit like that, I don't know. But yeah, I won all those games, which is cool, I guess. In what did Nick waste his time on this week? Well, I watched most of this show called Mad Men because I was bored and didn't have
What's
anything
it
else to
about?
do. It's about Mad Men, which is a term coined by advertisers in New York back in the fucking 60s. It's basically describing a guy who does advertisements for companies.
Doesn't say any mad or men.
Mm-hmm. And that's been enjoyable, I guess. I don't know. It's not something that it's not amazing, but it's passable enough. Like it's
What the
it's
fuck's
good enough
happening
for
here?
me to just fucking
He's talking about
watch,
Mad Men.
I guess.
What the fuck's happening?
He's talking about Mad Men.
I'm talking about
Yep.
Mad Men.
Mad
Why?
Men.
It's apparently my week.
Fucking restart.
All right. I've been playing League again, like regular old Summoner's Rift. I figured I'd try it out since the fucking preseason has started up. I won every game there, which I don't know how. I haven't played just regular old Summoner's Rift, nothing special in like a long time. So I guess I'm getting like a preseason buff or something. I don't know. Typically I've just been playing ARAM or like Earth or like the special modes, but not like just regular old generic old Summoner's Rift. Been playing Phil in that because I don't really have a preference for any of the roles, and so I've still been winning when I'm doing Phil. But I've done fucking Senna, Warwick, Karthus. I want to do Quinn top at some point, but fucking Quinn's been banned when I've tried to. So
To win what?
Quinn is a champion. She's like fucking my OTP. I like playing her a lot. So
One true pair? She's your one true pair?
one trick pony.
That's not what OTP means.
Yeah.
One trick pony then.
Nope.
Thank you. That works better.
One trick pony is how I meant it, at least.
Well, you're wrong.
Apparently. Luckily, we rectified that.
Well, it's Nick. He's always wrong.
And then what has Nick been doing to waste his time this
What has
past
Nick
week?
been doing?
I've been watching Mad Men. Mad Men is a show about madmen, which is a term coined by these madmen, also known as advertisers in the 60s, because, they're advertisers and they're able to coin terms somewhat easily. It's been about this dude named Don Draper, who is actually not Don Draper and other such things. I don't know. It's a fine show. It's not like fantastic or anything. It's enjoyable enough for me to keep watching, but not enjoyable enough to like fucking really fucking dig in. It's like a 6, maybe 6.5. I don't know, somewhere around there. So it's been fine. Nothing too special. Nothing too horrible. Just fine. Played Warframe yesterday with Iggy. That was, or was it this morning?
It was this morning.
It was.
Isn't that technically a space game?
Yeah. Don't play it much.
Not anymore, anyway. Fucking used to play that every day, the sorties and such, but then the void exploded and.
The Void was what I liked.
Yeah.
I liked mindlessly farming the Void for hours on end. Then they destroyed it.
It's not actually gone, but the reason to
There's
go
no
there is
reason
gone,
to ever
so,
go there.
Yeah.
Like, ever.
Mm-hmm. Otherwise, not much. I already talked about fucking school and such, so.
Yeah, hallelujah.
Yeah, I know, that's my week done.
Cool. I'm gonna go back to Dominic.
Yep.
Currently playing Total War.
Cool. How does that work?
I'm sieging a city and my rats are having trouble.
Oh, have they figured out the sewer system so you can't spread your plague?
I wish I could do that.
Eh.
I wish I could do that. That would be great.
Fucking
Yeah,
just
more
shit
like
on their
that, Mark.
existence without having to hit them.
Surprise!
Plague's back, though. That's cool.
What's back?
Plague.
Play.
There's 2 confirmed cases in China.
Oh.
That's not. I mean, that's nice, I guess.
Yeah.
Hooray, the bubonic plague is back.
Pretty nice for the rats.
Hang on, it's called the Black Plague, Ian. Jeez.
No, it's called the bubonic plague.
The Black Plague.
It's pretty nice for the rats, though. Hell yeah. A little win for the team.
That all?
For me? Yeah.
Oh, amazing. I have appropriately done nothing.
Yeah.
Just mostly relaxed since I could actually relax and not be out in the fucking. Not be out in the desert wanting to die. So yeah. We'll go back to Dominic. Let's get a rat update.
Wow. All right.
I
That's-
broke
rat.
the gates, and my rats are now swarming in the front gates.
Looking nice.
That's a new fucking record.
I'm now employing tunnel tactics to drop some of them behind the walls, behind their units, so they freak out.
I mean, that makes sense. Suddenly, if you were fighting a bunch of giant rats, and then suddenly a bunch of behind you, you'd probably also freak out.
Yeah,
Yep. They've broken into the city, we're all fucked.
essentially.
Yeah. This is what would happen. They're in the city now? Great.
Yep.
Also behind me? Great.
Yep.
Fine, I'm okay with
This
this.
is fine.
My leader's up on the wall because he don't give no fucks. That's it for my week. I don't know what you want.
All right.
Okay, cool.
Longest silence in the podcast was 3 minutes, by the way. In
Was
case
it
you're
3 minutes?
Yep.
Holy
And
shit.
what podcast?
It was 70. Hang on.
Is it the longest silence you let in, or is that...
That's the longest silence we've had. Not just that I put in.
Oh, okay. What's the longest silence you let in the podcast?
I mean, that would be it.
Are you sure?
3 minutes and 3 seconds on Japan time 72.
I thought you were supposed to cut those out, Nick.
Fucking people made jokes about it, so I thought, hey, might as well let it in just one time.
Make jokes or just called you out? There's a
Make
very
jokes.
clear difference, Nick.
Fucking, I don't know if you actually intentionally told me to leave it in. I don't remember.
You're just like, something in that said leave.
Probably.
Jeez.
I wish I remembered every podcast like the back of my hand. But I don't. But yeah, nice week, Iggy.
I just dropped a
Indeed.
nuke.
And man, more rats. Fucking nuke.
The rats
Rat
have
nuke.
nukes. They're the only ones in the game.
Why?
Because it
Rat
can
nuke.
cause mad scientists.
So what you should do is you should now retreat from the city and nuke.
I only had one.
Yeah, it'd be funny though.
I can have multiple.
It'd be funny though. Oh, cool! The rats are retrieving. We've won. Then we get nuked.
Basically, I saw where's their fucking leader. Well, he's nuked and has wiped out 2 units like that.
Poof.
The whole platoons just died to a rat nuke.
Launch the deadly fart. Is that about accurate?
Yeah, kind of looked like a fart. That's it.
I mean, yeah. I mean, there's nothing else for me to do. I've fucking done my job.
You haven't done your week.
I did. I did nothing.
Yep.
I literally did my week before I call on Dominic again.
In any case, fucking. Do we want to do the voting first or the fucking.
The
mob
voting first, probably, because
Alright,
Ian's
yeah.
gonna fuck off.
Yeah.
So everyone go find an anime.
Yep. Except Ian, because, you know.
Except Ian.
Except me.
Fuck. Fuck it, I'll just be lazy. I got it.
Oh, you got it? What do you recommend, Chris?
I'm still
You're
looking,
recommending
so you can suck
Kaguya?
up. Yeah, man, fucking
Water
choose
twist.
Kaguya. Ooh. Nick, what are you choosing?
Fucking.
Oh wait, you gotta look at your list, because there's like
Nah.
20 you to watch.
No, I think I know what I'm recommending.
Are you sure? Go find another one.
Oh, okay. Fucking Chris. Goddamn.
What are you-
Fucking.
And that.
This one's probably good.
You know what? No, don't choose that one. Choose one that's like a guilty pleasure. Like, you know it's shit, but you like it.
I don't wanna.
Do you want to win, Nick? You should probably not do that.
Nick,
You're
go do that.
Fucking. I already had a plan for what I was gonna recommend.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let him put his plan into play.
Fuck no, he has to find something else.
Ah.
Let him put his plan into play and let him see how futile
You're
it
my
is.
arbitrary bullshit. Go find something else, Nick.
Chris, why?
Because maybe you didn't think about something and you're like, oh, that one's actually pretty good.
Fine.
And there's got to be anime you looked at getting to this point where you chose an anime.
Persona 4, the animation.
Oh God, no.
Does all the Persona games have an animation, or is it just like
It's just the last one so far.
The last one was 5.
Last one's I'm pretty sure they're making an anime of 5 currently,
I'm
or
pretty
if
sure.
they already made it. It's one of those two.
I don't
I'm
know.
pretty sure 5 has an anime.
I wouldn't be surprised because they went going for 4. 3 doesn't have one though. I know that much.
1, 2, and 3 don't have them.
I don't know anything about 1 or 2.
Why not?
I can never played them.
Why don't you play them now? It's amazing thing you have a computer, Nick.
Yeah, there's emulators for them. I just never actually thought to like, man, I really want to play Persona 1 today.
Probably shit.
Nick, do you do anything else?
I played League
He
of
plays
Legends.
League of Legends and watches League of Legends.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking life is just
I'm engaged with the League of Legends news about the off season and such.
just constantly checking the subreddit for new news.
The Skaven Doom Bell. You know, I actually am, Chris.
I looked up gifts for Skaven. That was the only one related, And there's only 5 gifts, but the other one that stood out was just this dude slapping ham.
Nice.
Oh, man. Is
I
that
appreciate
some,
the dude slapping ham though.
Is
That's
that
pretty
some
cool.
reference to Skaven?
I don't think so. I think it's just the name.
I
Scalab-
wonder if there's a ham emo. Fucking time to go look.
Where's that bread? I think it's funny in ham. Well,
Alright. Thanks for the ham, my dude.
Ham.
only gift of Skaven they could find.
There's no direct ham emo. That makes me
Did you
sad.
spell it wrong?
No, I didn't. Skaven, as you see in the above one.
Yeah, that one
Did
says
Why
Sklavin.
the fuck would I misspell Skaven?
I don't know. Maybe it's spelled with a
Sklavin.
C instead of a K.
This is the closest thing we got. Not even really that close.
Anime meat.
Meat on bone.
Meat on bone.
Meat on bone.
That's about the closest thing we've got. That's what I'm going with.
What are you recommending? Does anyone actually recommend anything yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
I told Nick to
Pretty-
find something.
You told me to
hasn't
find
found-
something else.
I know,
Well,
Nick.
Okay, well, since the first one's already gone, what were you gonna recommend?
Fucking. What am I gonna recommend? Let's.
What
recommend-
were you? Were
Yeah,
past.
what? I was gonna recommend Kaguya, but
Okay, that's perfectly fine.
no,
No.
it's too late now. Fucking.
Nick, you can't just choose obvious ploys to win.
Fine.
Sure you
what-
can't. That's how I won so many.
Fucking. Hey, this one just had a movie released. It's called Konosuba.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah,
Okay.
I can get the last of the Isekai Quartet done.
We're not
Yeah.
fucking gonna watch Isekai Quartet.
I know, but why not?
What we could though, because now we watched all the prerequisite anime.
But yeah, Konosuba. It's about this dude named Kazuma. He gets does he get run over or is he just scared to death?
He's just scared to death.
Yeah, he gets scared to death by a tractor and transported to a
Ouch.
fucking god named Aqua. She's like, hey, I'll give you 1 gift to be able to be reincarnated with. And he's like, I'm gonna take you. And then she's like, what? And then hilarity ensues. It's
You forgot to mention the part that she's a bitch.
Wow.
Really?
Ouch.
I wouldn't say she's a bitch.
She's literally a bitch in the first the first 30 seconds.
Oh, like that, sure.
Oh, also this.
Ah!
Oh, Megalobox 2. That's happening.
That's. Yeah,
I
we were
wonder-
planning. We were
I wonder
planning
what
on
exactly that's
doing
gonna entail.
like after.
We're mapping out a special week.
Yeah, like after we do the fucking seasonal anime, we were gonna do a fucking special week. Like, hey, going back to the second seasons of shows we've already watched.
Watched.
Nick,
And
that's
how
very...
Megablock-
Look how limited is that? How much?
It's not actually that limited.
There was a good amount.
Yeah, no, me and Iggy went through and we found quite a bit.
Okay, did you guys make a list or was that
I
just a
didn't.
fucking?
I
Fucking
forgot to make
why?
an actual list. I'll make
Why-
the list now. Hang on.
Now? Why now?
Now?
I mean, I already recommended my show. Oh, right. Fucking, Konosuba is by... It is by Studio Dean. It is 12 episodes, 20 episodes for both seasons, and then there's a movie if you want to watch that, I guess. It's by Studio Dean, who have done things like You're Under Arrest, Full Throttle, Mission
What
E,
the fuck was that?
Vampire Knight, 07 Ghost, Is This a Zombie?
Is it?
Is this
I
a
don't know.
zombie?
I need to know.
I don't know.
Is it a zombie?
Super Lovers. Ooh, haven't you heard? I'm Sakamoto.
Hey, fucking Sakamoto Death. Whatever the fuck.
Sakamoto Desuga, I think? I don't remember. 7 Deadly Sins. Also known as Nanatsu no Taiza. Log Horizon 2. Hello.
Oh, log. Oh, that's one we could do.
Googly.
Yeah.
Fucking, yeah.
The thing is, you automatically lose Dominic's vote because you didn't watch the first one.
You also can't watch Log Horizon 2 because, firstly, I think you guys already did. Secondly,
I mean,
No, we didn't.
I watched the entirety of the shows as they exist when I watched them. And then they also did Sakura Trick, so that's cool.
yeah, that.
But fucking, I'll go through and find the second seasons. You guys find something to recommend.
Fuck.
I mean, I've got mine. I'm just trying to find a good picture.
Cool. What was its name?
Tell you when I fucking recommend it, I suppose.
Cool.
Is that the best picture? Demon Slayer.
Oh shit, that finished.
Oh, that one. All right.
It did finish. Demon Slayer, Soundman's Blade of Demon Destruction. What the fuck? That's it. Whatever.
Kimetsu no Yaiba.
I don't really fucking know anything about this. I don't even know the fucking synopsis. I read like the first few chapters.
All right, cool. I'm just bow out.
But it blew up in popularity. I mean, it was always consistently pretty high up on popularity in terms of manga. The anime apparently did really well.
It is 26 episodes and is by UFO Table, who have done things like Fate Zero, Garden of Sinners, God Eater,
Oh, this is the manga, isn't it?
Tales of Zestiria the X.
That makes sense. Well, I've never that manga.
The Fate Stay Night movies. They've done some decent stuff.
Here's a better one.
Ugh.
There we go. That. I hear it's good. I hear it's enjoyable. So why not? Continue my theme of demon-related shows 2 weeks in a row. Or 2 podcasts in a row. At least in my record.
And now all we have left is Christopher.
Fuck. Fate Zero.
All right, fucking great. Fate Zero.
And if you have no idea what Fate is, fuck is your existence?
Fate Zero is 25 episodes and is by Studio UFO Table, who I just went over.
They you fight for a grail, I think, and that can grant wishes, and you summon fucking the ancient person. to
Yeah, you
help
summon
fight for you.
heroes of ancient stories in the past to fight for you.
Including fiction, because you can summon King Arthur.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
The King Arthur's a girl. Because why the fuck not?
Yep.
Also, Fate Zero isn't canon.
Apparently
Isn't
not. Isn't it canon to UBW, but not the original Stay Night?
Fuck knows.
I don't remember.
Oh, it's Fate Zero.
Also, yeah, they're like fucking. I don't know if they're the original, but fucking making an anime girl and fucking it sells.
It works for a lot of things, including model kits.
Make your model kit a girl.
There was a company, Kotobukiya, they made this thing called frame arms.
Oh yeah.
For their own
Those-
model kits. And then they decided frame arms isn't selling good, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna make them girls and slap the frame arms armor on top of them and call them frame arms girls. And that
Why
is sold like hotcakes.
Yeah, why not? Everything's more appealing as a anime girl.
It's so
Even fucking
it's so good. It's so far deep that it even got a fucking anime.
Why
It
not?
got an anime?
There's a frame arms girl anime, and it's kind of a little weird.
Define weird.
I don't know. They're literally like it's kind of like Toy Story, but with the frame arms girls.
Oh no.
Tronify everything, and everything is better.
Is that a bullet shot?
That's a bullet Tron.
Nice. And you want to fuck the planet? Because some people do.
That's a thing. Isis Chan was big for a while.
Oh
where-
shit!
Yo, give me some Earth Chan.
Yeah, man, you want to fuck the planet?
I do.
But
There you go. One's sneakily better though.
internet's weird, but whatever works.
Just turn it into a girl so we can fuck it.
Mm-hmm. So what's your recommendation, Nick?
I already gave mine.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, it was, right. Oh, then we're good then.
Yeah.
Wow, we did it.
Yeah, we're literally in the voting process now.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone votes.
Just thinking of what to vote for. And also getting the fucking second seasons of anime.
Yeah, Nick gotta find that before he decides what he's gonna vote for.
You want to fucking do the thing?
I mean, everyone gets one vote. You can't vote for yourself. You write the name of the person or something indicative of that person, not the name of the show. For instance, if you wanted to vote for me, you would write fucking JoJo the Jet
Loser.
Plane. If you wanted to vote for Iggy, you'd write Santa Boy. If you wanted to vote for Chris, you would...
There's nothing about me that's Santa-ish, motherfucker. I'm
Your
Pat.
profile icon.
It's Pat.
Yeah. Oh, it's Padaru.
Alright, if you wanted to vote for
it's Pat.
Iggy... If you wanted to vote for Iggy, you would write Padaru, Padaru, Padaru.
Wow, you fucked up that.
I know, that was awful.
Was Iggy's anime again?
Okay,
Okay, got it.
I don't remember the rest. If you wanted to vote for Chris, you would write fucking shortest week of the podcast.
Shortest week of the podcast.
Yeah, he said he did nothing, and that was it.
Nice.
Oh, never mind. If you wanted to vote for Iggy, you'd write muted boy, or deaf boy, or fucking dude who can't say anything for some
I
reason.
did myself purposely, motherfucker.
Alright,
Okay, I got
mine.
if you wanted to vote for Ian, you would write works too hard. That's Padodu, by the way. For anyone wondering what he's posting.
I'm ready.
Ready?
Made in Abyss hasn't gotten a second season yet, right? Just the movies.
Just the movies. Which for a recap.
Recaps are great.
I'm ready.
I'm
ready.
ready.
I'm not ready.
Yeah, they gotta find all the second seasons for.
Yeah.
No, Ian has to fucking chew the shit out the fuck.
Whatever.
You can take a fucking second from a thing that does not require your attention.
I mean, I'm still trying to figure out which one I want to vote for.
Hey man, there's the Amazing 2 option.
So
Yeah.
fucking does this ruin fate for everything else?
Depends on which Fate you watch afterwards.
What? Not like fucking that. I mean, like our fucking second
There's like
season.
20
rule.
different fates.
I mean, you said it's non-canon, right? So theoretically, so it doesn't really do
I
anything.
mean, yeah, I guess.
I'm not sure
there-
how canon something is really matters.
Isn't one of the fates like literally magical girls or something? I can't remember.
Prisma fucking Ilya or some shit.
Prisma,
Yeah,
Ilya,
that is-
Collider, I think it was.
Then there's like a
Is that
food
canon?
spin-off or some shit.
There's a lot of Fates,
Oh,
alright?
yeah, the food spin-off.
I think the mainline Fate is fucking Zero into UBW.
But didn't
Or
you just
something
say
like that.
Zero was not canon?
I
Supposedly.
don't know what it's canon to is the thing. Or what it's not canon to.
Can we just vote? So we can
I'm
get off
already
this
ready.
madness. Ready?
Man.
3,
Nick, you
2,
can
1.
abstain.
I'm
Yeah,
not
you can
abstaining.
That fucks with everything.
No, because
No, 'cause it-
abstains are random votes.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, never mind.
After Ian exploited it so maliciously, we had to fucking retcon.
I used it once.
Malicious intent.
By not voting, you inherently give yourself a higher chance of winning.
Extremely.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Alright, I'm
essentially
ready.
voting for yourself.
All right, well, everyone's ready. So
Alright.
do the countdown thing. where
On
you
the
fucking
count of
count it down.
3.
1, 2,
1, 2, 3.
I don't know what. Oh, that's Nick.
There's Chris. There's me.
There's 2 for Nick.
And then, wait, there's 2 for me? Oh,
Yes.
lol. Okay. So I win. Yay!
Yes.
Get to watch Konosuba.
Yep. Konosuba has a dub. Second season isn't dub though.
Ooh, the dub is real good too.
Mm-hmm.
Was the dub good on this one?
Yeah, it's really good.
Also, I learned a weird random fact about Aqua from just one of the random Discord servers I'm on.
Hmm.
So apparently Aqua, she wears panties, but they're invisible. I don't know how that works. and
We've all
why that's a
known this.
thing. I haven't.
You can't see them if you can't see them.
The only thing I really know about the show is the fact that the one image of the goddess is like used for like everything. You just redraw over it.
Oh, the pouty one?
Yeah. People like to use that. Just draw over it.
Mm-hmm. That one.
Yeah.
It's literally the first thing that came up when I searched Aqua.
That's the thing people like to draw. Like, oh, here's this character like that.
Yep.
It's an isekai. So, you know.
Yep. There's also this one.
I mean, if I could see it, but I can't. There is that one. There's also this one.
Oh, yeah, there's that.
There we go. That's it. Ian, you can fuck off.
Okay, good night, friend.
Nick has to talk about Moth.
Yep, that's fine. Okay, real quick though, the animes that have a second season are Overlord.
Nick, I just want like a text list. I don't want to fucking
okay.
hear it right now.
I can.
I want a text list I can look at. I'm not fucking.
Just type it out for God's sakes, man.
I
Anyway,
did.
Good night.
Yeah. So okay, cool.
We have those, and then
Okay, I think we had a back and forth. I don't think Ruby counts. But
it's gotten a second season. All right, that's all I was going off of.
Effectively, fucking more.
Uh,
There's actually more coming out. Fucking, is it 7?
It's 6, I
Is
think.
it 6? No,
I think it's 7. I'm not sure.
I'm not certain. Anyway, good night.
Yeah. So why would we watch fucking Fooly Cooly 2?
those ones are coming out soon.
Hey, fucking, you forgot Kaguya.
We haven't watched Kaguya,
You were right.
so it shouldn't be in this list.
Nope. I just watched it and forgot. I'm like, oh, season 2 is coming out.
Okay, cool.
Maybe because
But
I
yeah,
put
so-
Megalobox and I forgot we watched Megalobox.
So yeah, things that have gotten a second season or more: Overlord, Danmachi, Steins Gate, Certain Magical Index, Ruby, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Seven Deadly Sins, Bakemonogatari, Dagashi Kashi, My Hero Academia, Fully Cooley, and Psycho Pass.
Neat.
And then fucking there's ReZero and Megalobox that are coming out soon.
Yeah, but
Those
will be done by the time we get to this, right?
Presumably, I'm not ReZero, I don't think, or Megalobox actually. I don't know.
Yeah, what about
It depends on how long the weekly animes go for.
Oh yeah, I've also proposed that we should get that fucking shit out of the way this week.
Ian
'Cause
just
who
left.
knows? Yeah, who cares?
Oh yeah.
Yo,
I
get
mean-
fucked, nerd.
I mean, I'm pretty sure we've all already decided.
I just want a fucking official, fucking put me down for this in case we don't have another podcast in time. And
Okay.
then start. But
Cool.
if you do have another podcast in time, fucking you can redo it. Why not?
I mean, I know what I'm choosing.
I know what I'm choosing.
I know what I'm choosing.
Cool, what are you choosing?
Fucking, I'm choosing the 22/7. That one.
22/7. Get a fucking link.
Fucking.
Fucking, it's reasonable.
While you're at
Oh,
that, find
no.
the dragon anime link.
There's 22/7.
Is it the one I put the fucking video for? It was all CG and ass.
That is
Yeah.
the dragon one.
Great, cool.
Here's Kute Dragon, or Kute. And then Iggy's
Listen,
was.
I'm getting
Hey?
my own. You can fuck off.
Alright.
Listen.
pretty
As
sure
long as
Iggy's
it
was
doesn't draw mine and Nick's higher, it'll stay and we'll watch it. It'll
Oh
be
no, it was the
glorious.
brothel reviewers. That's right.
This is gonna be ass.
But yeah, 22
No,
over
this is
7.
good. This looks
Fate
fun.
Dragons and Ishizoku.
Oh my
Reviewers.
god, I can't wait to fucking gouge my eyes out.
This looks great.
22 over 7, fucking. I'm concerned about that.
It'll be fine.
Hey,
It's
no,
by,
I-
That doesn't look bad. That doesn't look that bad.
Well,
It's
we still
by
get this,
A1.
So you know what? Whatever.
It doesn't
Why
look that
would
bad.
they-
It'll be fine.
Oh, dude, they actually released a video for it this time. What the fuck? Hang on, there's the video.
Oh, there it is. Anime trailer 1.
Oh no, it actually looks like an anime, damn it.
It actually looks like an anime. What were you thinking?
I was thinking that it wasn't actually gonna look like an anime.
You
I
think
thought
it was gonna
be
be like that other fucking CG abomination last season?
Yeah. Damn it.
Or the
You
season
well,
before?
you can change if we have another podcast. Or you can
Yeah.
change now.
You can change
Yeah.
it now.
I mean, I could, but I don't really know anything else.
Nothing else is great. The problem
Like-
is this season is ass.
This just looks like a fucking standard old fucking show.
Yeah, it looks like it's gonna be entirely boring.
I was hoping it would be like some sort of shittery going on. Not actually like a fucking bog standard fucking shitty show. Damn it.
What about Pet? Pet's like the most popular show that
I
isn't
know
featured.
that it's getting hyped, alright?
What?
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 I couldn't hear you because you're
Oh,
fucking
I
quiet.
know that it's getting hyped.
Why is it getting hype?
Because it looks
I-
cool, basically.
Yeah, that. Something about fucking memories of mind control or some shit. I don't know.
I mean, that
It's
looks
the
cool,
most
I guess.
popular non-sequel anime coming out.
It's the fucking normie stuff.
What about
though.
Nekopara?
Fucking, that's cat girls.
That's getting an anime though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
You can't go wrong if you go by popularity, usually.
You can, though. You said usually afterwards.
Yeah, remember Megalobox?
I think it's an okay show.
It's not.
No, but people really liked it. And
No, I know, I know.
People
like-
really liked that show. And for some reason, it just didn't impress.
I like this aesthetic. Season 2. Nyx is the least popular show we're watching.
I figured as much.
It's pretty down there.
Fuck it. Well,
In
I'll
the
leave it
final
for
9. It's number 9 of the last 9.
What's 8?
Something called A3 exclamation point season, spring, and summer.
What?
I don't fucking know.
Fucking whatever. We'll probably have another podcast. I'll fucking look through them then.
No, Nick, you have to choose the idol anime. It's boring as shit, but it's your problem.
Fucking, I'll leave 22 over 7 for now.
I love this.
I saw that one. I'm not interested.
But it's the dog, and he's Nobunaga.
Yeah, I know.
It's reincarnated samurai generals into Shiva.
Yeah, I know. All right, I don't care.
It's gonna be
Dude, we're gonna end up with another fucking panda anime.
Nick is just gonna fucking consistently get bad shows. Did you not learn anything from Tokyo Renka?
Apparently not.
Oh, fucking Tokyo Renka, dude. Fuck you, Nick.
Glad.
You're fucking coming the end next
I
time.
think that anime sucked.
I know it did.
She blushed so much.
I know.
She didn't make any good choices either.
Oh, here's the clear point where she could have chosen this route.
Hey, remember when she took the go home alone route for no reason?
So bullshit. There weren't any good reasons for it either.
Don't bang.
Holy
Don't stay-
shit.
Don't stay and bang. Go home. What a fucking choice.
What a loser. Holy shit.
I'm too popular here. I need to go home.
I'm just gonna go home and not do anything.
Fuck
Yeah.
you, Nick.
Gladly.
We're pretty sure we got the bad ending.
I think shows based off visual novels just probably don't work. Which is why I haven't recommended any, to my knowledge.
fucking isn't Re:Zero based off a visual novel?
Not to my knowledge.
Mm.
It's based off a light novel.
Oh, right, there's a difference.
Truth be told, the only one I know is fucking Watch. Isn't Konosuba based off a fucking game?
I don't... Yeah, it is. At least I'm fairly certain that's how it started anyway.
Probably not. So, Nick,
Mm-hmm.
Ian fucking won last anime homework with Mob Psycho 100.
Yeah,
And now we're going to talk about it.
we are. If you'd like to skip the anime homework, go to 3 hours, 6 minutes, 57 seconds.
And he isn't even here.
Mob Psycho 100 is a show about some dude named Mob. Not really.
Shigeo.
You know what? We could just end the anime here and Nick can talk about it, and that's it. We can just end the podcast.
I
here.
mean, Iggy did watch 5.5 episodes.
Yeah,
That's true.
out of like 26.
I watched all of them, by the way.
I'm sure.
Yeah,
Fucking, it's about a dude named Mob. He's got psychic powers and he's under the tutelage of some fucking weirdo that doesn't have psychic powers, but he doesn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
That's the premise of this show.
That is indeed the premise. It then furthers into fucking what is actually fulfilling yourself in life and depression and... I mean, there's not that much depression, I guess, but... Fucking... How useful are psychic powers in reality?
Emotions, essentially.
Yeah.
It exists. It's not my type of show. I think it's a weird thing to say, actually. It's generally really not my style of comedy, which is much more fucking Japanese, I'm going to say. It's a very Japanese show.
Yeah, I found Reagan hilarious in contrast, so...
Reagan? I don't even know who that is.
Fucking Mob's mentor.
Yeah, I don't like him.
Yeah.
At all.
Do you like Mob at least?
He's okay.
Okay.
But what I really don't like is the aesthetic of this show.
Really?
I hate how this show looks. Like, I actively don't want to look at it.
I fucking loved how it looked.
It looks awful.
It looks great.
Don't know. Fucking, I can't. One style is just ass. One being the author of these things, notably made One Punch Man, notably fucking. Well, it's a good story. The only reason One Punch Man got anywhere is because it fucking looked good when people retouched it. This has a lot more of One's original style in it. Some of the animations.
I'll be back.
Who fucking made it? Bones?
Yeah, Bones.
Yeah, it has a Bones finish on it, and I can see and recognize Bones' work. And when I can, it's great. But the fucking skin it's wearing is one style, and that just, like, betrays it at every turn.
I thought they did a good job of translating it into anime.
Well, the problem is they translated it, and a fucking one style is ass. Like, from the get-go in the first few episodes, I just don't want to look at it anymore. I watched, like, 2 episodes, and that's all I was planning to do until this morning. Because I had no desire to watch any other ones. I watched the first 2 episodes, I think, a while back, I think when it was first coming out, and I stopped for the same reason. I didn't want to look at it. And I had forgotten that when I recommended it and when I voted on Ian's shit. So, yeah. It's a weird thing to go out swinging immediately about fucking how a show looks. But honestly, it is a big factor.
Yeah.
The show, you don't want to look at a show, you're not going to watch a show.
I mean, it's like half the medium.
Yeah. Bones does good work, but they stayed a little too true.
In contrast, I really liked how the show looks, especially fucking when the animation starts getting going.
If you can get behind that fucking disgusting looking, like, old Japanese comedy style, then yeah, go ahead.
I'm not really an expert on visually appealing, but to me,
Well, what do you like?
This, for instance.
And there you go.
Yeah.
You're an expert on it.
Woohoo. It's a difference of fucking opinion at this point. Like, I really enjoy the art style, you don't. That's simple enough.
Well, all these things are. This fucking shows. It's not a mathematic problem. This fucking
I mean, you can fucking prove it to a point, I think.
you can point out fucking flaws in a show
Or
that are
fucking like a show without flaws and is not necessarily good. Like if there was a show about just paint drying on a wall, like that's not good because it's neutral. Nothing happens in the show. There's no stakes.
that's not what I'm saying though. Fucking what's the term? Like when you're pointing out a flaw in the show, you're more likely than not going to be talking about things that are subjective, but there are the objective things, which I don't have any objective problem with this show.
You just
I don't-
didn't.
I just can't fucking look at the thing.
Yeah, no. I had a fucking not necessarily in how it looked, but I had a similar feeling with fucking slimy isekai. Like I just never got into it.
I don't
Nothing-
think it was. Don't remember you talking about visuals all that much.
No, I'm not talking about visual. I'm just talking like generically. I didn't really feel anything towards the show. Like I couldn't get into it. So I understand the
Though, I
fucking.
do kind of like the story of where it's going. I didn't before episode 3. The first 2 episodes are utter ass, but episode 3 is pretty good for a minute, and then like episode 5 is pretty good. Like there's a good idea with the whole Esper concept, where it's like for the first fucking 5 episodes, the first 3 episodes, you constantly see a meter that kind of betrays the peaceful tone that's going on in the first episodes, where it's like until fucking the percentage until mob explodes or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's very eerie. So what the fuck does that mean? You just kind of keep seeing it go up until the end of episode 3, where it's like, okay, that's like the first good episode. The first 2 are bad.
Why were the first two bad?
I just didn't like them. They just like overdid the fucking shit visuals.
Okay.
I'd call it body humor, I guess. I think it might fall under the purview of slapstick, which, when done right, is fine. But I hate this style of it. Loathe entirely. Fucking, but yeah. Once you get past those first 2 episodes, which I didn't until this morning, 3 was decent enough, despite fucking more visual problems. I don't remember what the fuck 4 was, but 5 was also good. 5 was like the battle at the school.
Mm-hmm.
There's a decent fucking concept going on with the fucking that shit, but it kind of actually before the first episode or the 3rd episode, it was kind of curious as to what the fucking 100% would be if it was like some weird like catastrophic event, which it really didn't turn out to be.
I mean,
By the time they did it a second time in the 5th episode, it kind of lost its charm for me.
Did you get to the point where Mob passes out or no?
Yeah, that's episode 5.
Yeah.
Fucking percent until explosion, question mark, question mark, question mark.
Yeah.
There's some clear symbolism going on in fucking Mob and like emotions and all that shit. Repressing emotions for one reason or another due to powers. Nothing we haven't seen with any other adolescent story. As far as the story goes, it's fine. What kills it is the visuals for me. That's entirely my take. That's what the first 5.5 episodes will get you.
Yeah, no. I'm trying to think of a way to convince you, but I think it's just straight up that
There's
didn't
nothing
really-
to convince. I like the
No,
story.
I know.
I hate the visuals.
Yeah, I know. You just didn't jive with the show that well.
Just the visuals.
Yeah.
If this thing had like a touched up manga like fucking One Punch Man has, I'd fucking read it. It might. Fucking by now.
Probably.
One's a good author, but fuck, he needs to stop drawing.
Oh, also there's the Cardinal Sin.
Oh yeah, convince the Cardinal Sin.
In
I don't know what the fuck. I'm gonna just jump the gun a little. I don't know what the fuck to rate this show, because on a story level, it's fine. But if you're a person that cares at all about aesthetics, I wouldn't recommend it. Like, animation is good, but fuck, the skin it's wearing. So I'm gonna put a big old DNF -1.
DNF?
Did not finish.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't know what the fuck to rate it. I can rate it low, but fucking what would be the point? I can rate it in the middle, but what would be the point? I didn't fucking have umbrage with the show besides this one visual aspect. I'm just gonna fucking say my recommendation is that the whole review I just did, or my fucking score. Read that if you want to know. Have fun typing that out.
DNF -1 equals question mark, I guess.
Sure.
Cardinal sin.
Refer to explanation in podcast for fucking but what's the word? Posterity? For posterity's sake.
In comparison to Iggy, who is not really into the show, I found the show to be fan-fucking-tastic. Holy shit, it was great.
Talk about it, because I don't care.
Yep. Alright, so fucking... Mob is a dude who, his entire life, his psychic powers have not gotten him anything anywhere. At the most, it got him a feigning interest from his crush, but even then, she was quickly disenfranchised with it after finding that it wasn't very, appealing, or, like, it didn't really make Mob special to her, and she quickly dropped him in favor, or, like, she's still friends with him, but for the most part, she's sort of just, dropped him. She was more interested in the traditional, like, I'm gonna exercise and, I'm good at racing and such. Like, despite his powers making him special, he doesn't feel special. And this has plagued him his entire life to the point where, his psychic powers are effectively repressed at all times. This is evident by his fucking 0 to 100% meter showing, like, how bottled up his emotions are and, like, the stress that he's feeling at any point in time. So, because of his emotions being bottled up for so long, fucking, his powers are dormant as well. Like, the only times that his powers really, go haywire is when he can't really fucking hold on to his emotions anymore and he's super stressed out and he just sort of explodes like that.
Or he gets knocked out for some reason.
Yeah, it's a fucking defense mechanism, basically. They never actually do explain what the question mark % is, which is a little annoying. Like, it shows up there. It shows up 2 more times after that, but they never actually explain what the question mark % is. It's, I'm assuming that it's literally just a defense mechanism for Mob, like, despite him being unable to be, conscious, his fucking psychic powers go haywire because he's not able to be in control of them anymore. Something like that. I don't know. But fucking, yeah. Starting from episode 1, Reagan, he's hilarious. I love him. Great.
I mean, beyond the fact that fucking visual is the only other aspect that I could legitimately criticize about the story is that character. I hate that character.
Why do you hate him?
I don't like this style of the comedy that comes with that type of character, is what it comes down to.
Okay. Fucking Reagan, he's also fairly unremarkable initially. Or not initially, but in his life. Like, before this, he was a salesman at a company, and he decided on a whim to just leave the company, fucking go to an apartment, buy a fucking office space, and then just start fucking working. He didn't even know what he wanted to work at. Eventually, little Mob over there comes in, like, hey, I need some help. I don't know what to do with my psychic powers. Initially, Reagan doesn't believe him. He's just being a nice guy, entertaining the kid. Like, oh yeah, make sure that you're just a good person. That's what really matters. It doesn't matter that you have psychic powers. And then, once he sees that Mob does have psychic powers, in reality, he's like, I can make use of this. And he enlists Mob to be his fucking indentured servitude, essentially. So while he does care for Mob, like at a sort of carnal level, he cares for Mob. Like, It's considering he spends so much time with him and, gives him advice all the time. While it does, there is also the second purpose of him just placating Mob's feelings so that way he can eventually, just keep using him for his fucking business's gain. Because P is in the business of, fucking expunging spirits. What is that called? The term for it?
Spiritualist.
Not a spiritualist, but fucking exorcist. Yeah. He is an exorcist by trade. And so, fucking, he uses Mob whenever fucking spirit actually comes up to, exorcise them. Because he himself is unable to. However, while he is a snake oil salesman, he at the very least does his best to, appease his customers. For instance, when a customer comes, most of the time, his customers don't even have a spirit to be dealt with. It's just that they're stressed about something, and they need a good massage, or, a placebo to, make them feel better. So while he does fucking, appease them in that respect, he is still fucking selling them snake oil. Which I find pretty fucking interesting. Mob, the thing with Mob is that he's also shown to be pretty worthless with everyday school and such, while his psychic powers are, super fucking insane in comparison. So that's good for reinforcing that, he himself thinks he's pretty fucking worthless, even with his psychic powers. And it's shown to be that is the case, because, he can't really do anything. Little Easter egg in episode 1, Reagan's phone has a screensaver of Saitama.
Yep.
So that's cool. Feel like episode 1 is a fairly good introduction into, the main fucking drama of the show will be, I guess. Bob is unconfident with himself while Reagan, attempts to placate him, but at the same time, he is, using him for his own personal gain. Episode 2. Mob agrees with the downputting of himself since he has such low self-esteem. Reagan, since he's, a master at selling snake oil, also knows when other people are faking, which, this is also reinforced later on. He's good at reading body language and, trying to figure out, how people are feeling just by, talking with them. This is reinforced multiple times in the show and comes up later, so good job. I don't know why the two girls in episode 2 were like, hey, meet us on the roof when... Or no, meeting on the roof...
Funny.
Yeah, meeting on the roof is fine because Mob and Reagan need to get inside anyway to meet with them and, do whatever they need be done. So, meeting on the roof is fine. This is also where Mob decides to join the Body Improvement Club. To improve himself, not through psychic training or whatever. Just, being a better person, being stronger. This is... The main reason that he does join is because he wants to get stronger so that way his crush will be more interested in him.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean?
I said, mm-hmm.
Yeah. Episode 3, Mob is extremely gullible, shown by his working for Reagan this entire time. So it makes sense that he would be convinced by Laugh Out Loud to, come with them and, actually join up with the cult. Or at least see what it's about, considering that he was told that, hey, you'll be popular. And then we get the whole meeting with Dimple, the Laugh Out Loud, trying to indoctrinate him as well as the other people. And then eventually, this is where his stress levels get to the point where he explodes and, destroys Dimple, super easily. He's extremely overpowered, but even with that overpowerment, he doesn't feel any better. He's still sad on the inside, because,
Because he's an adolescent?
Yeah, nothing really does it for him. He doesn't have any, self-respect or self-worth, really. Oh, and it's very funny how in the next episode, immediately when Dimple appears, just an instant 20% for Mob. I found that great. Ritsu has problems with people just coming up to him out of the blue all the time because for him, his brother is like the end-all be-all. Like, his psychic powers are fucking compared to no one else's. Like, he's the uber mensch. He's so powerful, but Ritsu, in comparison, has shit psychic powers. And so his self-respect and self-worth is lower because despite him being sucked, he's basically the foil to fucking Mob, where despite Ritsu having all the things that Mob wants, Ritsu can't attain the psychic powers, and despite Mob having all the psychic powers that Ritsu wants, Mob can't attain, or he eventually can, but he currently is unable to attain fucking Ritsu's, like, generically just good person skills. So they do well to foil each other in that respect.
The classic tale of one wanting what the other doesn't want.
Yeah.
Wanting what you don't have.
Improvement Club intro is also amazing. And I am surprised that Mob didn't get more of his percentage from the Body Improvement Club being punched out. I know that he did just meet them, but they were so enthusiastic to see him join up with them. But I think it's more so that he's not really invested in anyone at the moment, like friends and such. Like, he doesn't really even mention them as friends until much later on when he's actually starting to get a backbone. This is also where we start meeting other people with psychic powers. For episode 4, we meet Tsurugi Hanazawa. Now, Tsurugi is sort of the exact opposite of Mob. While Mob fucking has no self-worth because of his powers, Tsurugi's self-worth is entirely tied to his powers. Like, he uses his powers liberally to get what he wants whenever he wants, bully other people, as well as just generically gain power in the school that he's running. His entire self-worth is tied to his powers, so when he's met with Mob, who is able to shrug off his powers so easily and is not, even fazed by them, his entire, existence is threatened by just Mob existing. Which is why he starts attacking Mob. I also like how in episode 5, Dimple dies and it only elicits a 2% rise in Mob's percentage.
Does that guy come back?
He does.
Gosh damn.
Do you not like Dimple?
No.
Okay.
He embodies that style that I still very much don't like.
It's also somewhat poetic in how it's in the end it's not the psychic powers of Tsurugi that is able to stop Mob. It's just fucking Tsurugi choking him out, which brings up a fucking issue, I guess. In that the psychic powers are very nebulous in what they can stop. Like, for instance, Mob is unable to stop Tsurugi from choking him out, but later on, the psychic powers are able to stop punches and such, which leaves a bit to be desired. It's only this one instance in where the fucking psychic powers are unable to stop the physicality, though you could potentially attribute that to Mob not wanting to fight back at all, and his fighting back would be him fighting back would be defending himself against the choking, so potentially that, but it brings up a fucking contradiction, which is unfortunate. Oh, and it's also somehow wholesome that Tsurugi was unable to defeat Mob with his psychic powers because he realizes that, wait, no, I had to resort to this. Why? No.
A battle of ideals.
Mm-hmm. Also, Mob fucking gets a cold immediately after he wakes up from his fucking fight with Tsurugi because, he's physically weak. So this is good to reinforce that, despite massive psychic powers being able to reconstruct a school after being destroyed, he, still gets a cold like everyone else. In episode 6's stuff, it's also a good way to relieve the tension from that episode because, it was so intense with all the battles and such. By the way, animation in this battle, really fucking good. It's great. Yeah, keep that up.
It's bones.
Yeah. We then start getting into Ritsu and his character development. The reason that he meets up with the class rep and actually, the class rep feels that the delinquents in the school are starting to ruin it, and so in an authoritarian sort of way, he's going to start framing people for crimes they didn't commit to get rid of the malcontents. And he enlists Ritsu's help in this. Ritsu decides to join up because of his complex with Mob, and so on and so forth. And then, because of Mob destroying Teruki back at the fucking other school, there are now rumors being spread about this white tank top kid, which is what Mob was wearing at the time, just fucking utterly destroying the gang. And so now rival gangs want to take out Mob. And I find it really great how the typical anime shenanigans with gangs and such are going on, but at the same time, the real story is just Mob doing things, going around fucking trying to better himself. Like, while all the insanity is going on around him, he himself just wants to make himself better. Also, at the end of the Mob Teruki fight, Mob ends up shaving off Teruki's hair. And so, to compensate for that, Teruki puts on this gigantic fucking wig that is 10 feet tall. Which is another way to show that he's, compensating for his lack of actual people skills.
Or his dick.
Potentially that too. Also, the music for Ritsu fighting is great and imposing. Yay. Episode 8 comes around. Ritsu is very antagonistic with his brother to start with, because he's had this complex this entire life, and starts to, and now that he has psychic powers, which, by the way, episode 6, he starts to get psychic powers, and, he's now developed them with the help of Dimple. And so, now that Ritsu's attained them, he feels as though he's able to challenge Mob, and, he's very antagonistic towards him. But Mob, being the nice, sweethearted guy that he is just I'm so proud of you, Ritsu. You got psychic powers. And so despite Ritsu having this complex and whatnot, it's just, Mob. He's being nice to him. He's his brother. Older brother. Yeah. The fight that Mob then has with the dude who was, the fight that Mob has with the dude that's beating up Ritsu and trying to kidnap him is awesome, as well as the music that goes along with it. And then, we get some more Reagan character development when he says they just told her that and took her money, referring to, a chick who had, went to another psychic and then was placated by them without them actually doing anything for her. Reagan finds those people to be contemptible because, while he is a snake oil salesman, he does at least make them feel better about themselves, whether or not they their fucking true problems actually solved with the fucking ghost or whatever. So Ritsu ends up being kidnapped by this group called Claw, which is basically what Teruki is, but to an extreme. So Claw is an organization that captures psychic people and then indoctrinates them into their group, so that way they can do their eventual goal, which comes up later. By capturing them at young ages and, indoctrinating them. There's a 7-year-old with psychic powers that fought with the boss and then lost and got a scar because of it, and they're called the Scars and whatnot. Anyway, and they capture the young as well as anyone with psychic powers, indoctrinates them, so that way they can join up and, and bolster their ranks. They also they also are researching ways to, make regular people psychics as well, through intense stress and whatnot. But they're the logical extreme of Teruki, because while Teruki did use his powers, he wasn't trying to use his powers to get other people powers to then fucking eventually try and rule the world. And because of their powers and them thinking that they are like, they're born to rule the world based on just having their powers, their entire fucking, self-worth is also tied to their powers. And so we get some shenanigans, or not shenanigans, but we get some stuff with, Ritsu being captured and the other fucking psychics that he was working with beforehand and them trying to escape, as well as, Mob and, Tsurugi eventually showing up to try and save them. So Mob and Tsurugi, fucking go on a tear, destroying people, like, instantly when they meet them, because they're super OP. Except, until this dude named Sho shows up and fucking takes out Tsurugi. Oh man, how did that happen? Well, Sho is pretty powerful too. Anyway, Tsurugi gets captured. Mob fucking finds Ritsu beaten up after he split up with, the rest of his party. Ritsu, not Mob. Mob did too, but whatever. And another psychic dude comes up behind him and tries to take him out, but Mob, being that he's about to reach 100%, reaches 100% and takes out the psychic dude, but also passes out in the process. So Mob gets captured along with Ritsu and fucking Tsurugi, and then Reagan shows up.
Ronald?
No. Fucking Mob's mentor.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Bob's mentor is Ronald Reagan?
Not Ronald Reagan, just Reagan Arataka, I believe his name was. Oh, also a quick thing, when Ritsu escapes with the rest of the psychics that he was, partied up with, they use a blind spot in the camera to make it seem like they're being beaten up, like in the blind spot. But at the same time, they all go into it, so when they leave that blind spot, it would be presumed that the people who were watching the camera that, they walked into would still be watching when they try and leave the blind spot, so they would be spotted leaving the blind spot. So that's a little, bad. Anyway, Reagan shows up and fucking bluffs his way right into the Claw headquarters. He makes it seem as though he is the boss of Claw, and so he's able to just, fucking worm his way in. This is fucking fine because the dudes there have really low confidence in themselves because, they're there because they didn't have psychic powers and they're trying to get them. And it's been shown that psychic powers are directly linked to the confidence that people have, and so them trying to, get the psychic powers means that they have low confidence to begin with. And so being able to just sort of be steamrolled over by Reagan is perfectly acceptable and is quite funny. I like it. In the course of this, he also fucking encourages them to get some self-esteem, as well as, be better people. At which point, he rescues Mob and Tsurugi and Ritsu, and then the rest of the Claw gang shows up. Hey, we're gonna take you out. And then Reagan's like, you shouldn't fight others. That's not good. And then fight starts to ensue. Fucking eventually culminating into fucking Reagan. So one of the big messages that Reagan has given to Mob is that you shouldn't use your powers to fight others. Because despite you having the powers, fucking it's still not right to fight with them. And this eventually culminates into fucking trying to keep Mob, stationary, trying not to fucking have him fight at all. Just, stop. You shouldn't be fighting. At which point, Reagan gets slashed in the back, but luckily, because Mob was reaching 100%, his powers get transferred to Reagan for a short while. At which point, Reagan fucking destroys Claw in a climax that is awesome. Because fucking, while Mob has been, fighting a bit more in recent times, he still fucking, is beholden to Reagan, essentially. And so when Reagan, tells him, hey, you shouldn't be fighting others, I'll fight for you, Mob effectively gets to just run away from the encounter. He doesn't get an opportunity for growth. He's just fucking staying as he was. Because if he were to fight, actually, then he would, start to grow some confidence. But because Reagan's able to stop him, he effectively stays in place and, isn't able to progress forward. Which, for one, Reagan has been holding him back, but at the same time, he's been giving him good morals. Which is a fucking double-edged sword for Mob, essentially. And I guess fucking Reagan easily destroys them with mob powers, and then fucking starts lecturing them on how they shouldn't be, fighting with their psychic powers, and how their psychic powers don't actually make them better than anyone else. And all the club being disillusioned by Reagan just dominating them. Like, there's no contest. Like, they just get fucking annihilated. And Reagan being the straight man to all the insanity that's been going on, also great. Like, he's just, what's this fucking bubble that you're shooting at me? You shouldn't hit people with plastic swords and whatnot. What's that tattoo on your head? It's a great fucking, regrounding of things. They also fucking play off Mob's, getting to 100% this time really well, because it's just a silent 100. Before, you had it counting up with the tink, 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 as well as the music, but it's just a silent 100, which is good. I like that. It's a nice, impactful moment. The council member that Ritsu was working with beforehand to, screw over people, admits his wrongdoings and, resigns from his position. But at the same time, he should still be punished, considering, framing people for crimes they didn't commit. That's, like, pretty serious shit. Like, he probably should have been expelled, but he isn't, so... And then we get to Season 2. Episode 13 rolls around, and fucking... we see that Mob is a bit more, open to being in relationships now. Like, fucking, he gets a love letter, gets asked out, fucking decides to go up to them and decline them face to face. But at the same time, he still fucking wants to be friendly with them. Alright, let me actually start with Season 2. Mob is able to fucking imitate almost anything he sees because he has the raw power, but considering that he has never actually, done any techniques with his psychic powers, he's just been, telekinetic mastermind. He hasn't really thought of other ways to use them in combat or whatnot, and so he has the power to do so, it's just that he doesn't actually, he just hasn't thought of different ways that he can use the psychic powers. So him being able to imitate the, controlling of the vines and such is fine. Good job. And, becomes a player as well. Fucking student council member that worked with Ritsu seems like he is more content with himself since he lost the bags under his eyes. So he's actually trying to be a better person. So that's cool. Good job. And then Mob decides to get on stage and run for student council because he was convinced that it would get Tsubome, his crush, to like him more. But right when he gets up there, he gets stage fright. Unfortunate. But because of the confidence shown, he gets a love letter and he decides to meet with them. But turns out this person wasn't actually in love with him. It was a dare by her friends to, embarrassment and whatnot. But fucking, despite him turning her down, he still fucking is friendly with her because, showed some sort of emotion towards him, and so he sort of latches onto that. As well as, eventually, his relationship with this person being a pretty big turning point for him, because, he decides to use his psychic powers to repair a, fucking novel that this person was writing. And this is important because it shows him actually using his powers with his emotions for something that isn't just self-defense. Because while he doesn't get anything out of his powers that he, any self-esteem or whatnot. By him using his powers to repair this, he's actually starting to come to terms with that his powers are actually not, like, while they don't make him special, they are still a useful tool for him. This also shows that he's becoming more emotional rather than like his powers being super fucking locked away behind 100% and whatnot. Because he's able to use his power and like fucking throughout the show, psychic powers are inherently tied to emotions, considering, the 100% thing. And so fucking him whenever he uses his powers, his emotions are, somewhat in tow. And so him using these powers to fucking repair the novel means he's more in tune with his emotions. Yay. That's good. Also, Tsubome, Mob's crush, is just conveniently there. That's a little convenient. Whatever. And then she says, "Good one, Mob, for repairing the journal." Yeah, sure. Why not? Then we get to the worst episode of the show, episode 14. The reason this episode is a lot worse than the others is that it doesn't progress the story forward or really develop any of the characters in any way. It's just sort of a non-episode. Like, this episode purely exists to set up things for other episodes. Like, without actually progressing anything in and of itself. So, for instance, we meet the psychic that Reagan eventually works with later. They defeat a fucking, rumor psychic monster, which then gets brought up later. We get to see the creation of Reagan's website, as well as fucking, those are the main three things. Oh, as well as Dimple's motivations for actually fucking, joining up with them. The only one that actually fucking matters, or not matters, but the only one that is actually character development is, fucking Dimple's fucking, is Dimple's actually joining up with them. Or Dimple giving his reasons for, joining up with them. Which, at the very least, is something. But, for the most part, this episode just exists to set up things for the other episodes. Which is unfortunate because all the other episodes have at least some form of character development. But with fucking Dimple, it's more of just a fucking retelling of what his motivations are rather than actually developing him any further. So, I mean, the episode is fine in and of itself, but it didn't do enough to actually develop things, unfortunately.
You went quiet.
I'm thinking. Reading through the notes and whatnot. Also, Reagan doesn't respond to Dimple's SOS, though it is assumed that since Reagan heard he is coming, then, he's coming. So it doesn't really matter that Reagan responds. Oh yeah, also there's the dashing granny, which traumatizes Mob a bit, but that never comes up again. And it doesn't really, we get to hear that Mob hasn't been around any friends for most of his life, but again, we already know this because of the flashbacks with Tsubome and whatnot, so it's more just fucking retelling the same thing again. They also sort of drop the rumor ghost, which, so how it works is that as the rumor becomes more and more popular, like, the, what's a rumor ghost, I guess, I don't know. Like in the Nightcrawler, or that Pennywise from it, I guess. Those work, I guess. Basically, the rumor ghosts, but they never brought up again, which is unfortunate because it's a pretty interesting concept, at least to me. Then we get to the gray area with ghosts. Previously to this, we experienced one of two types of ghosts. There's the ghosts like Dimple, who fucking are fairly evil spirits, but at the same time, have been placated to join up with Mob, or just straight up evil ghosts. They're just evil, straight up. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. But with this episode, we meet a family of ghosts who just want to, they died early on in real life, and they just want to, spend some time with each other before moving on. Dimple, being the evil but smart spirit that he fucking is, attempts to provoke them into attacking Mob to see if they are actually good spirits or evil spirits, because if provoked and they would attack, that means that they would most likely attack anyway at some point to someone once threatened. And so by doing this, Dimple ensures that the ghosts will not actually attack anyone. They're actually good spirits, because by not attacking, they're fine to just exist there without going after anyone. This is also a good fucking character development for Mob, as he hasn't really thought about the implications of using his powers on the evil spirits before and whatnot. He's met one other good spirit, but that's about it. In this gray area he hasn't thought of. Also, the emotional effect it has on him and how Reagan responds to it. Reagan is solely focused on the wants of the people who solicit this job for him, rather than Mob's mental state, which comes up again later, as Reagan has been mostly focused on the work recently and not, Mob's mental state. Episode 16, Reagan and Mob, after, Reagan set up his website and has been getting more customers, receive the invite from a rich magnate, I don't know, that, hey, my daughter is fucking possessed, please help. To decide the order, they do rock, paper, scissors with all the other fucking guys, which is a clusterfuck, but whatever. Reagan's able to win easily because he's able to read people fairly easily. Yay. Him being able to read people is also what allows him to see that the girl is actually possessed, and it's not just the dad being crazy. Because the possessed girl says things that would make it seem like the dad is crazy and just trying to lock up his daughter for, growing up. But Reagan's able to see through the facade, through things that they set up in the conversation that he has with her, so that's good. Fucking Mob is able to leave his body because he sees fucking the dude do it from the chick that he's possessing, which makes sense because, they set up in episode 13 that he's able to see and, see him move and sort of just copy it because he has all the raw power he needs. This is also specifically where they point out that emotions are tied with fucking, psychic powers rather than just having them implied. This is also where Mob starts to get all introspective about himself and how his life would be if he hadn't had his powers and there wasn't a good support structure around him. And this basically shows how fucking shit his life could be. And that's the fucking... So the dude who's possessing the chick is very fucking malignant with the world after doing some evil jobs to provide for his mother who was sick and dying of cancer. He later finds out that because of doing these evil jobs, he invited evil spirits into his home, and the evil spirits are what ended up killing his mother, and so he himself feels as though he killed his mother because of the evil deeds that he has done. And so in an attempt to atone for this, or not really atone, but fucking get back at the world and all the evil and such, he decides to consume as many evil spirits as he can as the psychic, and then eventually die and fucking become an evil spirit himself. To try and take over the world and whatnot. Or not take over the world, but get revenge on all the evil in the world. And so, in an attempt to show Mob the realities of his situation, by his situation I mean the fucking dude who possessed the chick, he attempts to show Mob what his life could be if he didn't have the good friends that he has. Fucking basically, this is all an attempt to get Mob to appreciate his life more, rather than thinking that he has no self-esteem and his life isn't really useful to anyone, for instance. which is really fucking good. The entire setup for it, as well as the eventual animation fight between Mob and the fucking psychic dude possessing the chick, is awesome. I love it. So good. This also fucking builds upon his psychic powers being able to be used for good, like in the previous episode and episode 13 for rebuilding the novel. But all this time, Mob hasn't really realized that. But now that he has, he's able to fucking reach 100% through positive emotions rather than negative or neutral emotions. So that's cool. Also, the animation in this episode is like the quality of a fucking movie. Like, it's amazing. Bones, good job. This is great. Yeah. It's just fucking fantastic across the board for the animation, really. Great. It especially shines in this episode. And then we start getting into Reagan's past, with him being his fucking salesman and whatnot, and how he originally met Mob and whatnot. And after finding that his powers are actually, useful and whatnot, Mob starts to get a lot more self-respect for himself. And as he's getting more self-respect, he's starting to be able to pull away from Reagan, because all this time Reagan has been sort of abusing him by just calling him out of the blue, like, hey, I need your help for this job. Hey, I need your help for this job. Not really giving Mob a chance to do his own things. And this eventually culminates in Mob fucking distancing himself from Reagan because, he's been fucking placed under the pressure to always work for Reagan on, like, a moment's notice. And this especially fucking comes to a point when he's brought away from his friends, which he now realizes that they are friends of him, rather than just, people that he is around. And we also get to see how Reagan actually performs without Mob to lean on, considering that Mob has been the impetus of Reagan. Fucking what? Mob has basically been fucking the only reason that Reagan was able to fucking proceed with his business, because for all the times that an evil spirit doesn't show up, there is always that one time that the evil spirit does show up. And so when that happens, Mob is needed for Reagan. And this also furthers more character development for Reagan, because throughout this entire time we had only ever seen Reagan through the interactions that he has with Mob, so being able to see Reagan just fucking act on his lonesome rather than with Mob specifically is good. We get to see all of his insecurities and whatnot as well. Reagan decides to go on a show, and at this show he is exposed for the snake oil salesman that he is. Because despite spending 30 minutes attempting to exorcise a child, it turns out the child was acting the entire time. There was no spirit there. And so Reagan falls for the trap, hook, line, and sinker, and is humiliated on national television. This eventually all culminates into reporters asking him to hold a press conference. He holds the press conference, and then Mob, after fucking being placated by Reagan, like, I respect you now and whatnot, Mob decides to help out Reagan a bit and, actually lay down the smackdown, and showing that Reagan actually has psychic powers when he doesn't. More snake oil, basically. Afterwards, they meet back up and they're like, hey, let's work together again, woohoo. And this is where it's revealed that Mob fucking, despite Mob knowing that Reagan never had any powers to begin with, Mob still fucking joined up with him to work, and sort of just fucking went along with the fact that Reagan was pretending to have psychic powers. Mob does this because, well, as a child, he hasn't really had anyone to, interact with him. Like, he had his brother and his mother and father, but fucking those are close family members, not like really any friends, so to speak. And so fucking Reagan being like, hey, come anytime you want. I'll be your fucking mentor. He latches onto that really easily, and he doesn't want to lose that bond, basically. Onigawara has also decided to improve himself as well. Which is good. He joins the Body Improvement Club at some point. It's great. More people trying to improve themselves through hard work and determination rather than fucking just lazing about, not being able to do anything. This is also the point where Mob realizes that, or not realizes, but Mob attempts to fucking place well in the race so that way he has the confidence to ask out his crush. Which, as Mob is running by his crush decides to not call out support for him. I don't particularly know why. Like, she's about to say, yeah, you can do it, Mob, but then she cuts herself off. I'm assuming it's because, it looks like Mob is, fucking... I don't know, actually. Because she shouldn't know why Mob is running. So she should just fucking say her support for her friend. Like, she shouldn't know that Mob has low self-esteem and is trying to better himself through this race. Rather than fucking, or she should... It's a weird thing for me. I don't really have any reasoning one way or the other for why she did or did not, or for why she didn't fucking call out support for him. I just find it awkward. Like, okay, wait, let me think about it. It is potentially because that she sees how hard Mob is working, and she doesn't want to make it seem like she has feelings for him. That's a stretch, though. Because they were friendly for a long while, and, she called out good job to him. Or, no, she said good job to herself, to him. Like, when she saw that he repaired the novel for the chick, but... I don't know. I don't really know why she didn't call out to him. Like, good job. You can do it. Potentially it's because she didn't want to break his focus because it looked like he was working so hard and, he was struggling to, keep running. Like, out of breath and everything. So I suppose she didn't want to be a distraction to him, and that potentially later she be like, hey, good job on the race. But that never actually comes to effect because other things come up. I don't know. There might be a reason, but I don't know which one it could be. Anyway, Mob passes out, wakes up, starts walking home, and realizes that, hey, his house is on fire. So he goes to his house. It's on fire. He runs in to try and find his parents and, brother, because wants to make sure that they're not burning inside. But oh no, what does he find? They're dead, mangled bodies. Not actually their bodies because they're fine, and it was just a fucking ploy by Sho, that dude from earlier that beat up Ritsu, to fucking trigger Mob's question mark percentage. Which Dimple is able to keep him down from by saying, like, hey, this is obviously a trick or a ploy. But at the same time, he does reach 100% and develops a new ability that allows him to fucking echolocate people, basically. It's a bit of a stretch, but under intense pressure and whatnot, it's kind of fine, I guess. Like, we know he has the massive power, it's just the technique that's lacking. It's just, and his fucking intense wanting to find them, I suppose it just fucking culminates into his ability to find the people that he's looking for, but it's still a bit of a stretch there. And then, after rushing around for a bit, defeating people and whatnot, eventually meets back up with Reagan and the rest of Claw and passes out, because, he's used up a lot of energy. At which point, Claw's plan finally comes to fruition. their want is world domination. And so, with the psychic powers that they've recruited and developed, they now decide that it's time to dominate the world. They capture the Prime Minister, they fucking start taking over locations, and they start taking out the police. So that's fun. They're pretty OP because, magic powers and whatnot. Then we get, 2 episodes of the back and forth between the former members of Claw who've decided to better themselves because of, Reagan's placating of them. As well as, Claw trying to, stomp them out through the use of their psychic powers and the back and forth there. It's all good and such. We get some more character development with the Body Improvement Club coming around to save Mob from, one of the Elite 5. Not the Elite 4, by the way, the Elite 5. So that's good. Also, we get reincorporation of the drowsiness curse that the fucking dude from Claw made earlier. He uses it again, so that's good. It makes sense that he would use it, because, he used it before. Or, it makes sense that he would give it to Reagan, considering that Reagan is powerless otherwise. So, good job. And then again, so one of the Elite 5 members is able to teleport and predict moves that are coming towards him. And so in an attempt to, be able to take out the 7 or 8 psychics that are attacking him, he focuses solely on the psychic powers that are, attacking him. But in the end, that fails him because the one thing that takes him out is Reagan, who has no psychic powers. Which is a nice message of the show, as well as making sense in the context. And all these fights are godly animated as well, so that's good.
Fuck. Still not fucking done? Fuck.
Nope. No, I'm almost
He's
done,
close.
right? Yeah. I'm on episode 24 now. Fucking, there's a lot of good stuff to talk about, okay?
Yeah, fucking whatever. Yeah, fuck. Why the fuck are we still here then?
Because the podcast hasn't ended yet.
Because the podcast isn't in.
Well,
The
like,
podcast hasn't ended.
are we really gonna talk about anything after this?
I was thinking about it. I'm like, this is just gonna end after this.
Yeah,
like-
probably.
Like, realistically speaking, like when when we did Psycho-Pass and the only people that watched Psycho-Pass season 2 fucking talked about it, the rest of us left. I feel like that should have happened.
You can leave.
Just give the
If
obligatory
you feel
score.
it's appropriate, go ahead.
Fuck yeah, goodbye.
What's the score?
Fuck you. -5.
Obligatory score.
It is obligatory.
Obligatory. Cool, obligatory.
Obligatory? What?
Obligatory.
Can you give me an actual number or no?
That's the number.
Fucking what?
Totally.
Damn it.
Obligatory.
Why?
You said give you an obligatory score, so I gave you an obligatory score. Obligatory.
Obligatory score can't be obligatory.
Why?
No! Fucking cunt.
Wow.
I forgot to ask Ian what his score is. Let me do that now. He's offline. I'll send him a message still, I guess.
God.
I'm almost done. I'm right there.
Oh, not that. I'm being
Ah.
shelled.
Oh, okay.
Fucking Empire mortars.
Anyway. The Claw boss is kind of weak as a final boss. Like, he acts as another foil to Mob, where, Mob, despite having all the power in the world, eventually comes to realize that fucking his friends along the way are the true power all along. Not actually, by the way, but, by making friends, he fucking he feels better about himself, while the Claw boss is, purely focused on his own power, and fucking, despite his ability to give power to others, he finds that it's fairly worthless because they can't wield the powers as well as him. And so, he works as a foil for Mob, but Mob doesn't really have, the only reason Mob tries to stop the Claw boss is because he's the boss. There's no, other reason behind, Mob doesn't really have a personal investment in taking out the Claw Boss. It's more so the Claw Boss exists and he's trying to take over the world. You need to stop him. As well as the Claw Boss himself wanting to take over the world is a bit of a weak motivation. Like, it's too... I mean, it kind of plays into the show where, like, there's the insanity going on, and then there's just Mob, trying to be better about himself. And try to make other people better as well, but... Like, I mean, I suppose it doesn't particularly matter who the final boss is, that there is a final boss. Like, he still works as a foil to Mob, it's just that he's weaker than he should be as a character. Anyway, in the dub at least, which by the way, I watched the dub, dub's pretty good. Show says 20-year supply instead of 30-year supply that the Claw Boss said, so I'm assuming that that's just the wrong fucking take that they did, or something like that. It should be 30 years, but not 20. So, oh well. We do get to meet Serizawa, and his story's good too, so that's good. Reagan being able to get to the top of the Tokyo Tower is also a bit, weird, because there's no way he could have gotten there so quickly through all the rubble and all the way up the stairs when it took them so long otherwise, especially since he has no psychic powers, and he isn't even that physically good, considering that, Mob is able to outpace him really easily. So, him being able to get to the top of Tokyo Tower, and also not be out of breath when he gets there, is a bit much. Then we get the fight between Mob and the Claw Boss, which, fantastic as always. All the fights are awesome. And it eventually culminates into, the Claw Boss, his powers are going out of control from, holding them up for so long, pushing them out so quickly. And so to avoid everyone dying to the nuclear level explosion, Mob decides to, encase the Claw Boss in a sphere. But instead of being on the outside of the sphere, he decides to instead be on the inside of the sphere, which is where the explosion is going to occur. This is in an effort to do something. I don't really know. It's really dumb of him. I mean, it's potentially to try and make a breakthrough to the Claw Boss, but at the same time, it's really fucking dumb. Like, really dumb. After the Claw Boss explodes, a fucking giant I think it was broccoli appears. And this is reincorporation from the first episode of the season, where after defeating the plant monster, or ghost spirit thing, whatever it is, Reagan puts a little fucking broccoli seeds in his front pocket, which then explode and become that big broccoli, so that's cool. The psychic powers had to go somewhere after the explosion, and so they went into the broccoli. So I suppose Mob just transferred the energy there. But he shouldn't know that he's able to do that, so, think that's about it.
Rightio.
Yeah. So overall, I really love this show. It's fucking fantastic. Yeah, all the characters having good motivations for doing things, as well as fucking trying to better themselves, not through their psychic powers, but through just being better people, and, improving themselves, not just fucking lazing about. And whenever Mob and Reagan interact with people, they always try and fucking, or not always, but because of the interactions that Mob and Reagan have with other people, those other people also become better people themselves. For instance, the former Claw members and, Eventually the Claw Boss too, as well as Show, I guess. The show was fine to begin with, I guess. So yeah, fucking, it's all about positive people trying to be as positive as possible and be better about themselves. And despite being special, knowing that they're not better than anyone else. They're not inherently better. It's the actions that they take that make them fucking who they are and, you know, whatnot.
And all that other shit. You tell
Yeah.
yourself.
Great. I love it. It's really, really, really fucking close to being a 10. Like, it's right on the cusp. But episode 14 being so lackluster, as well as the few logical inconsistencies and the boss being somewhat weak as the final villain, it's a 9.75. Like, it's super fucking close to the likes of Steins Gate and Durarara, but like it's just barely a cut below. It is fantastic. If you haven't watched it before, watch it now.
Unless you have a severe aversion to one style.
In which case, fucking read the manga at least, because that's hopefully better visually.
Is there?
I'm pretty sure there's a manga. There is indeed a manga. I at the very least think this is better than One Punch Man. So yeah, it's real fucking good. Oh, I also like the little jokes with all the fucking cities being named after the different spices and such. Like there's Salt Middle Schools and Seasoning City. That's just funny. So yeah,
That.
anime homework done. And two other people have left already.
E.
I mean, it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Not like we're gonna talk about anything else.
Nope.
Really, this entire podcast was all just an excuse for me to talk about Mob Psycho. For
Wops. Oh.
like an hour or something. So that's cool.
Suppose. Fucking. Yeah. I just couldn't get past that style.
Mm. Like, the story is fantastic. Just, you know. You gotta like the show to be able to watch it, I guess. Anyway. Thank you all for watching. Bye.